in the area, but arguably in Division I, two of the finest teams in all the state of Ohio. The high-flying, battling Bees of Medina, picking right up where they left off, I should say, from a marvelous playoff 20 to upset the like St. Edward and St. Ignatius. They're right back at it this year, off to a 3-0 start. And the Stowe Bulldogs right there at 3-0, wins over Cuyahoga Falls, Barberton, and last week against Solon to mount them up at 3-0 in place of this matchup. Tonight's game really is about quarterbacks, folks. We're going to be talking about them early. We're going to be talking about them often because both are very talented. For the host Bulldogs, it's Owen Bainbridge operating the offense. He is a commit to my alma mater, Bowling Green State University, but Bainbridge off to a good start, running and passing, 347 yards passing in the first 3 games, 137 yards rushing. He's got a bunch of weapons, both on the ground, which Stowe loves to run the football, but they can also open it up in the air game as well. And Bainbridge has shown himself quite capable of doing that. But when you talk about aerial offense, anywhere in the state of Ohio, you're talking about the Medina Battling Bees. They operate from the air raid. They've pretty much done that since Larry Laird became the head coach once again. This is his second tour of duty with the Battling Bees, but he has found a quarterback who has executed the offense to a T when it comes to this air raid offense. Generally, you won't see running backs. They're 5 wide receivers, and everything's a pass. Now, Aller, we'll get to the quarterback's name, Drew Aller. He'll run sometimes. Matt Spatney will run a few times, but generally they're happiest when they're throwing the football. And when you have Drew Aller, who is the all-time leader in Medina County in touchdown passes in week 3 of his senior year, that tells you a lot, Tyler Carey. Back at studio control, keeping us updated all night long with the scores, is TC. And, all week long, you and I have looked forward to this matchup. Really, we've looked forward to this matchup, let's be honest, going back to May or June when we started kind of pinpointing possible games in the schedule, because these two teams have been earmarked as 2 of the best in Northeast Ohio, and they've played like it so far.
No kidding. And Dino, I think you and I talked about it in our show this past week. Usually when you talk about public schools in Northeast Ohio, who do we always think of as number 1? Mentor. And for good reason. They have always been up there in the state title conversation year after year under Steve Trevisano and now under Matt Gray. Well, Mentor, I'm not going to say they're a bad team, but they're coming off a pretty gut-wrenching loss to a St. Edward by 40 points. Yeah. And I almost feel like this game is for public school supremacy tonight. Medina or Stowe, whoever wins this, we're going to look at them as the best public school in Greater Cleveland as far as high school football goes. Now, you've still got to deal with your St. Edwards, your St. Ignatius. I'm sure we'll have something to say at the end of the day. There's other schools down further south and east and west, but there's a reason we've had these 2 schools ranked in our top 5 from day one. We see the firepower on offense. They can be pretty good on defense too. And that's why, as I told you on Wednesday, I think this is a game we're going to remember for a long, long time.
I would love to get the games so that we're watching the rest of the night, but we're ready for the kickoff, bud. So I'll catch up with you at the end of the first quarter, and we'll run down some scores from some of the other big games tonight. None bigger, I think, in our estimation than where we are here at Bulldog Stadium with Stowe and Medina. Thank you very much, Tyler Carey. We are ready to go. Medina won the toss and elected to defer, so that means Owen Bainbridge and company will start first, and that means we will see kicking off Nick West, and back deep to receive amongst those, Rocco Ciccione, who will Rocco may play the entire game tonight, offense, defense, and special teams. He's one of those kinds of players. Doesn't take too many plays off. Van Shepard is back there as well. 3-0 Medina, 3-0 Stowe, ready to go here at Bulldog Stadium. The weather is perfect. Temperature right about in the low 70s. Supposed to get maybe about 64, 65 degrees by the time we get towards the end of the game tonight. We have, I'm knocking on wood here, as you can see. And just explanation for those who may be new here, catching the game for the first time, catching our coverage. We are forbidden, unfortunately, to go any closer to this ambient shot that you see here on our Zoom shot here. You get me and you get the kind of the long view of the stadium. That's OHSAA rules. Can't do anything about it, but gives you a flavor of the atmosphere. And certainly at halftime, you'll enjoy hearing and seeing the bands perform. So that's kind of how we do it here. A little bit of me, a little bit of Bulldog Stadium for you. All right, West ready to go. And again, Shepard, Ciccione back deep to receive. Marquee matchup is underway. Kickoff headed to the end zone, and this is going to start as a touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Owen Bainbridge and company at their own 20. Bainbridge, the quarterback. Xavier Preston and Sal Romito split the running back duties. Rocco Ciccione, Amir Harris, Max Perrin, and Jackson Norman are the wide receivers. When they go to a tight end, Nate Boozer will be the tight end. Vance Skyka is the left tackle. Braden Murphy at left guard. Zach Phillips at center. Mason Manell at right guard. Eric Witt is the right tackle. As we said, Bulldogs, they can throw and they'll operate out of that 4-wide package, but they like to run. And both Preston and Romito are off to a good start. Romito will be in the backfield next to Bainbridge to start tonight's game. 1st and 10 at the 20, Bulldogs, and they'll go to Romito. He'll run to his right, takes it to about the 24-yard line for a gain of 4 along that right side of the Medina defense. Medina going to operate with real 4-2-5. Matt Spatney and Andrew Delac are the ends. Ryan Farrell, Nick Manley are the defensive tackles. We'll check on the linebackers. We heard there was a late injury here, so they've had to kind of shuffle things around. Matt Hamill is the linebacker. 2nd and 4, and we've got whistles before the Bulldogs can run that play. Officials timeout is the call. Juwan Jackson, Isaiah Perry are the corners. Zach King, Nick Nagel, and Keon Johnson at safety. Matt Hamill is one of the linebackers, and I think they may have just shifted Matt Spatney to the other linebacker spot. They're dealing with some injuries here this week. All right, so here we go again. 2nd down and 6 from the Stowe 24, just getting underway as it'll go to Romito again. He'll cross the 20, breaks a tackle, dives forward, and is just shy of the 1st down. They'll mark him down at the 29-yard line. But a nice second effort by the junior running back, Romito. He's got 294 yards coming into tonight, a 12-yard average per carry. Xavier Preston, 8 yards per carry. He's got 245 yards. That's a fine tandem when you can have 2 backs like that. 3rd and a yard here for the Bulldogs. They'll stay in the pistol. And again, Romito will go just behind and to the left of Owen Bainbridge. On 3rd and 1, Bainbridge will keep it. He'll get the 1st down, a lot more, 35 to the 40, puts his head down and takes it out to the 44 before safety Nick Nagel can make the tackle. But that's a gain of about 15 for quarterback Owen Bainbridge. He's averaging about 6.5 yards per carry as a runner. And he has thrown 2 touchdowns this year. He has run for 2 scores. Bainbridge and company now at their own 44 with the 1st down. And now Owen's going to throw, being blitzed. He'll fire left side passes, deflected on a wide receiver screen and incomplete. Pretty good job by Keon Johnson breaking up a pass that was intended for Jackson Norman. Even Norman makes that catch. Johnson's not going to give him any space there, so it might have just been better that that was incomplete for the Bulldogs. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Just getting underway, 10:36 to go. Bulldog Stadium, 1st quarter. No score, 1st possession of the game for either squad. And 2nd and 10 from the 44. They'll go to Romito, runs left. He'll get to the 50 and get stood up right at the 50-yard line. Matt Hamula will come in and finish off the play. Pretty good gain, though, on 2nd down for Sal Romito, as they'll actually mark him down at the B 49-yard line. Matt Spatney also going to get credited for the stop there. It'll be 3rd down and 3. They'll give Romito 7 on that pickup. This time he'll shift to Bainbridge's right on 3rd and 3. Bainbridge on that read option gives to Romito 1st down. He'll cross the 45 and take it down to the B 41-yard line. Zach King, another safety for Medina, on the tackle. But we're seeing over the last couple of runs here for Sal Romito, they're really kind of hammering at that left side, following behind Skyka and Murphy, the left tackle, left guard, and Phillips, the center. And to boot, there's going to be a personal foul face mask. I didn't even see where that came from on the tackle, but it came there. And so in addition to the 1st down, the Bulldogs are going to get it all the way inside the 30 of Medina down to the 26. So Stowe off to a good start as they've got it deep in Medina territory. At the left hash from the Medina 26, Bainbridge ready. As he claps and gets that shotgun snap, runs left and then over the middle. And he'll get a couple out to the 23-yard line. So Hamula on the tackle. Bainbridge gets 3 on that run. It'll be 2nd and 7. Actually, give him another. Don't mark it at the 23. Yeah, give him a little bit extra there. Just inside the 23. 3 receivers to the right now for the Bulldogs. We'll go 1 receiver left. That's Harris. 2nd down, long 6. And Bainbridge will give to Romito. And this time the Bees are ready. Hamula came in and knifed his way into the backfield for that TFL as they'll mark it back at the Medina 25-yard line. That's a loss of 2. And it's going to be a 3rd down, a long 8, really closer to 9 now. So they're going to have to get it down to the Medina 16. Shotgun for Bainbridge. He's ready, gets the snap, looks left, flushed, rolls right, being chased, in trouble, and down he goes. He is sacked by Andrew Delac back at the 35-yard line of the Bees. So Delac with the sack after Hamula gets the TFL. A nice surge by the Medina defense. And it looks like Alex Berry is going to come in to punt it for Stowe after they had gotten it all the way down to the 26. Boy, that was a fine couple of plays. Again, Hamula makes the play on 2nd down as he gets Romito for the loss. And then Delac comes in on 3rd down and records the sack. Juwan Jackson in single safety inside his own 10. He'll stand at about the 8-yard line. Berry averaging about 36 yards per punt this season, trying to pin the Bees deep. Good snap from the 50, gets the kick away, angles it right, and it'll go out of bounds inside the 15, and we'll see where they mark it. But Berry did his job. They'll mark it at about the 13, 12 to the 12-yard line. There's a flag down, though, so hang on. They were up the kicker? Now, if it's just, now, of course, this is when if it's just the mere running into the kicker, it's only a 5-yard penalty here. But if it's, it looked like such a simple snapping kick. I had completely turned my head, oblivious to anything that had taken place for Alex Berry, just focusing on where that punt had gone. But one official talking to head coach Tom Phillips of Stowe, and I have a feeling explaining why it's just the mere running into the kicker and not the personal foul variety. And Stowe's going to go ahead and decline the penalty and just take that flipping of the field and pin Medina inside the 20-yard line. So with 7:57 to go, opening quarter, we'll get our first look at Drew Aller. And they actually marked it at the 13-yard line. So it was even better than I initially thought. Drew Aller, 6'5", 230-pound senior. As we said at the outset, he is now the Medina County all-time leader in touchdown passes with 57. He's got 8 already in 3 games. Drew Hensley, Brennan Schramm, Michael Rodak, Ben Butler, all the wide receivers. We'll see Juwan Jackson and Reed Kelps as well. From the 12, 1st and 10 Bees, Aller looking right. He'll loft it upright and looked like a miscommunication as he was trying to get it to Hensley at the 30-yard line. Hensley was well covered by Vance Shepard, but I think Aller was looking for Hensley to run a go route there and didn't happen. 2nd down. When the Bees do run, Matt Spatney will be their running back, and we may see the sophomore Jeffrey Marshall as well. But that would be, if we see the Bees running it that much, then one way or the other, we'd have a blowout. And I just do not expect that from tonight's game. Again, empty backfield for Aller. That's pretty much the way it's going to be all night. He'll go 4 receivers left, 1 on my left, 1 to the right. Quick drop, pass caught at the 10. Making a nice move is Rodak as a flag goes down. Rodak goes down at the 20-yard line. Be a gain of 7, depending on the flag. It's filmed from an interesting spot. I have a feeling it's going to be a hole downfield on the Bees. And the way Medina is backpedaling, I think that's going to be the correct call, and it is. It's been one thing watching Medina over the years. They've been a team that just sometimes just penalties always kind of knock them a little bit. And this goes back years and years. But remembering watching them last year in week 2, we were out there at Brunswick Auto Mart Stadium. That was an Achilles heel that particular night. Almost a diamond look for Medina from the right, as it'll be a throw left. Jackson with the catch at the 20. He's got lots of room to the 30, to the 40, down the right sideline. Jawan Jackson, one man to beat. They will not catch him. Touchdown, Medina Bees. Jackson, 91 yards on that touchdown. Boom. 6-0, battling Bees just like that. I mentioned it at the outset. Medina stacked all the receivers to the right except for Jawan Jackson. That left him with single coverage on the left side. And once he got ahead of steam, and he had one man downfield blocking for him to kind of hold off that safety, he was off to the races. 91 yards on that touchdown. That is Jackson's 3rd touchdown catch of the year. Here's the extra point. It is up. It is good by Nick West. 7-0, battling Bees. 7:28 to go, first quarter. Like a bolt of lightning. Right after the holding penalty, no less. The ball was back to the 9. Bees got to the line quickly. And Larry Laird, head coach, and his offensive staff dialed up the right one on that particular play. So it's 7-0 Medina. We remind you, WKYC's Game of the Week, week number 4, is presented to you by Chick-fil-A, home of the original chicken sandwich. Stop by your neighborhood Chick-fil-A in Cleveland, Akron, and Canton. As West will kick off, and again, Shepard Ciccione back deep to receive. Kind of stunned everybody here at Stowe. Bulldogs took the opening kick and then driven down inside the 30-yard line of the Bees. Had to punt it, pinned Medina back. Didn't matter. West's kick is going to be returnable. Looks like Ciccione's got it at about the 2-yard line. Out to the 15. He'll go to the 20 and still on his feet and brought down at about the 27-yard line. That returner, by the way, I thought it was Ciccione. I think it was. And it will be at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, with 7:19 to play. And now Bulldogs got to go back to work here. They were able to move the ball against Medina, but the drive stalled, and Bees made them pay for it. Bainbridge has both Romito and Preston with him. Romito to his left, Preston behind him, and they'll go on the ground. Big hole to the 35, to the 40, and out to the 44-yard line. That actually, I correct myself, that was Ryan Orris who got the carry, and Oros with a nice run to the 44-yard line. Got 16 on that pickup. That's his 8th carry of the year, so they'll use him. I thought that was they had brought Romito in there with Preston. Preston deep in the backfield, so it's Oros to the left. Quarterback Owen Bainbridge, and flags down, whistles blow here. I think we have another official's timeout here, but let's see if there was an actual flag. Yeah, there was at the 45-yard line. Ball start against the Bulldogs. So that'll make it a 1st and 15 for Stowe, back just inside the Stowe 40-yard line near the 39. 6:49 to play, first quarter. Medina on a 91-yard touchdown pass from Drew Allard to Jawan Jackson on top, 7-0. Again, Oros, Preston in the backfield, and it'll be Oros again. Oros will cross the 40 and move a couple of white jerseys ahead as he'll plunge out near the original line of scrimmage, essentially got back the yardage lost to the 44. So that'll bring up a second and a long 10. But a good change of pace. You know, you're geared up for Preston or Romito. And Romito's back in there now. And Oros, he's definitely bigger, tougher to bring down from that respect. Fake handoff for Bainbridge, back to throw, in trouble, and he'll be brought down. Lost the football at the 43, and Medina says they have it. And the officials agree. And coming up with the fumble recovery was Ryan Farrell. And Farrell was amongst those who I think had gotten contact on Bainbridge and forced that fumble. And Farrell comes up with it, the 6'3", 240-pound senior for the Bees. And Medina will take over in great field position at the Stowe 43. Well, the officials actually say at the 44. So essentially where it was before that last play it started. That's one thing you cannot do against this Medina team. Give them turnovers. Aller ready to go to work. Trips left, two receivers right. Already up 7-0 here in the opening quarter. Here's Aller looking, firing left side. Man open at the 35, caught at the 30, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Brennan Schramm with his first catch of the night. And they'll mark it actually at the 23. So give that a gain of 21, and quickly Bees to the line, ready to go again. This time they'll go three receivers right and two left. Empty backfield for Aller. Pretty much going to be that way all night long. He looks to throw, pops one over the middle, pass caught inside the 20, breaking a tackle is Schramm at the 15, and finally wrestled down near the 12-yard line. That was Xavier Preston, who we mentioned offensively. That was from his corner spot, making that tackle. Move the chains again. Another first down completion to Brennan Schramm. Aller looking left, now looks right, flushed, fires, end zone, diving catch, incomplete. Boy, I thought that was caught by Ben Butler, but they say he trapped it. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Battling Bees at the Stowe 12-yard line. Medina already up 7-0 with 5:18 to go here in the first quarter. Again, three receivers left, two right. They've got Rodak and Hensley over to our near side, and now Rodak will move in motion, go in the backfield. They'll fake to him, almost look like a busted play. Aller keeps it, though, able to get some positive yards out of it to the 9-yard line before Oros will make the tackle. Ryan Oros came in to make the stop after a gain of about 3. Rodak went to the backfield with Aller, and I mean, maybe it's a read option. It just didn't look like it was that kind of a play, and Aller was able to at least get something out of it. 3rd down, calling a long 6, closer to 7. Butler now in the backfield with Aller. Fake to him. Aller looks, end zone. It is incomplete. Was looking for Brennan Schramm on a slant pattern, throwing it just a little bit low, and he was unable to come up with it. Incomplete. That sets up a 4th down, and Larry Laird will send in his kicker, Nick West, to attempt a field goal. Michael Rodak is the holder. He will put it down at the 15-yard line, so this will be a 25-yard attempt. This is West's 2nd field goal attempt of the year. He's already hit one from 30 yards. Trying to add to the lead. Ball is down. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So Medina converts the fumble recovery into a field goal. And with 4:35 to play here in the first quarter, the Battling Bees 10 and the Bulldogs nothing. This is Larry Laird. This is his 6th year with the Bees. If you count the 1 year he had in 2010, Larry's had an odyssey in Northeast Ohio as a head coach in the last 11 years or so. But he's been now back with Medina for now his 5th season back with the program. 56-42 his overall record. 34-22 with Medina. Tom Phillips is in his 4th year as the head coach of Stowe, his 16th as a head coach overall, 19-11 with the Bulldogs, 110-59, his overall record. Each team at 3-0 coming into tonight. So West will kick it off. Good start here for the Medina Bees. 91-yard touchdown pass, Aller to Jackson. 25-yard field goal by Nick West. West is ready to go. Gets that kick in there. High, deep kick, and it's going to go to the end zone for a touchback. I think that Shepard wanted to bring it out. No, not going to happen. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. Well, Ryder Spath was also back there deep for the Bulldogs. They'll start at their own 20, their third possession of this opening quarter. They had a drive stall after they got inside the Medina 30, and then in last possession, Owen Bainbridge had it stripped away from him, and Medina recovered. Ryan Farrell pounced on it. That led to a field goal. That's where we are now, 10-0, battling Bees. Bainbridge ready to go on 1st down. He'll give, and on that carry, it's Sal Romito. Romito will take it ahead for a couple. I think Andrew Delac helped to bring him down at the 22. So it's a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. The Bulldogs, no change in their approach. They'll stay on the ground a lot here. In motion goes Jackson Norman, left to right, 2nd and 8. Pass is caught by the aforementioned Norman on the right side as he catches it at the 25. Got pushed out of bounds at the 26. Keon Johnson over there on coverage. So it will be a 3rd down and about 4. First completion of the game for Bainbridge. So he'll have Romito to his left. And it'll be a 3 wide receiver set left side, 1 receiver right for the Stow-Munroe Falls Bulldogs. 3rd and 4. Bainbridge gives. Romito makes a nice cut, but is going to be brought down just shy of the 1st down marker. Made a nice cut to the outside. He needed to get to the 30, and he looks like he was about a half yard short of the 1st down. And Tom Phillips, at this point in the game, not going to risk going for it this deep in his own territory. He will send punter Alex Berry into the ballgame. Yeah, initially, Romito looked like he was going to be kind of stood up as he went off right guard, shifted over to right tackle, and made a nice little run there, but could not quite get to that 1st down marker at the 30-yard line. And it's a fake, and the Bulldogs going to get a 1st down as Oros, the up man, gets that 1st down across the 40 to the 42. Well, when you have a back like Ryan Oros, 6'2", 225 pounds, fast and big, he was able just to kind of find a little seam left side, and he gets the 1st down, picks up 13 on that fake punt, and the drive will stay alive for the Bulldogs. 2:46 to go here in this opening quarter. Medina leading at 10-0. Tom Phillips rolling the dice on a fake punt, and it works out very well for Stowe. Bainbridge ready on 1st down. Back to throw. Flushed. In trouble. Throws right. Up for grabs, and a great catch at the 45 of the Bulldogs for 1st down. That was a heck of a catch. Trying to see who made it over on that right side. That might have been Ciccione who made that catch. Because I got to tell you, Nick Manley was bearing down on Bainbridge, and it just looked like he was kind of throwing it away. And somehow Rocco came over to make that catch. From the 45 of the Bees, 1st and 10 for Stowe. They'll go back on the ground, Romito. And again, short pickup up the middle of about 2. Matt Hamula makes that tackle. We call Matt's number a couple of times already here in this 1st quarter. So it'll be second down. They'll give him about 3 on that play, so second down and 7. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Medina with a 10-0 lead. Stowe on the march again. They'll move Romito. Initially, he was going to go to the left of Bainbridge. Now he's to the right. Bainbridge in an option look this time. Keeps it, and he'll get the first down inside the 35. And Owen will be brought down at the 32-yard line. Give Bainbridge 10 on that pickup, and that's a first down. First time we've seen them use kind of an option look as you had Bainbridge with Romito as the trailer. They kind of, showed that he could pitch it, but kept it and picked up that first down for the Bulldogs. We approach 1 minute to play here in this opening quarter. Bainbridge ready from the pistol, trips left. First and 10 from the 32. Bainbridge looking left, throwing left. Pass is caught. That's Boozer, his tight end, at the 35. Got initially to the 31, and then about 3 or 4 of the battling Bees pushing back from that spot. It's Boozer's 7th catch of the year, and all that effort will get him 1 yard, maybe a yard and a half, second and long. They'll mark it at the 31. 35 seconds to play here in this first quarter. This might be the last play of the first quarter. 10-0 Medina. Ball at the left hash near the 31. Bainbridge now with 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. And looks to throw over the middle. Pass is caught at the 28-yard line. And Boozer again making that catch. Tough yards for Boozer as we're under 10 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Keon Johnson on the tackle. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It will be third down and about 5 for the Bulldogs. When we begin the fourth quarter, let me get the earbuds on. Tyler Carey, we were not able to do scores and key other games around the area in pregame because we started early. What you got for me, partner?
Well, Dino, there's a lot of great matchups going on around Northeast Ohio tonight. The big one that we are following, of course, is the rivalry game between Avon and Avon Lake. Right now in the first quarter, Avon leads 10-0. Nathaniel Vacos, a 50-yard field goal to give his team a 2-score advantage early. Elsewhere from around the area, Euclid leads St. Ignatius 7-0. That game is in the first quarter. Elyria over Berea Mid-Park 7-0. That game also in the first. All these games are in the first quarter, by the way. I'll just say it now. Highland leads Talmadge 7-0 over in Medina County. And Buckeye is on top of North Olmsted 10-7. Have a lot more action as we go throughout the night, Dino, but so far it's looking to be very, very interesting across the region.
Absolutely. Here at Bulldog Stadium in Stowe, we begin quarter number 2. It will be a third down, and we'll call it about 6 here for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the Medina 28-yard line. By the way, you can see the great Sam Amico right behind me. There are going to be a couple of Sam Amico references before we're done. Ready to go, Bainbridge. And he'll give to Oros on third down, crosses the 25, puts his head down inside the 20. And Ryan Oros, who helped to kind of spearhead this drive on that fake punt, he gets that run. Needed 6, and he took it for considerably more inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Fine piece of running. Got about 9 on that play. Oros has had a pretty good first quarter running the ball. He'll stay in there with Romito. Oros to the left of Bainbridge. Back to Ryan, this time running to his right inside the 15 and down near the 11-yard line. Tom Phillips, I think, has figured out that Ryan Oros is a problem to bring down for this Medina defense. Matt Hamula had to make a stop near the 10-yard line. That was a gain of another 9 yards for Ryan Oros. So 2nd and 1 here. Oros stands to the right of quarterback Owen Bainbridge, and then you've got Sal Romito behind him. Staying in that pistol, that short shotgun. This time, it's Romito inside the 10, inside the 5, and in. Touchdown, Stowe Bulldogs. Sal Romito takes it in from 10 yards out. That is his 5th touchdown of the year. And Stowe on the board. They trail Medina now 10-6. With exactly 11 minutes to go here in the first half. but a very important response drive by Stowe after Medina went up 10-0. And it all really was keyed on a 4th and 1 at their own 30. They went ahead and called for a fake punt. Here's the extra point. Alex Berry's kick is good to make it 10-7. They went for a fake punt, and Ryan Oros, the up man, able to run for the first down. And Oros had a couple of other big runs on the drive and set up Sal Ramito for a 10-yard touchdown. So that gets the Bulldog crowd back into it. 10-7, Medina in the lead. Terrific crowd, and you can see now one of the really beautiful settings here, in high school football, where the ridges over on the far side and sunset coming down here in Summit County. This is, you've got fans of both sides over sitting on the grass. That's got to be a nice way to watch the game over there. Get yourself a blanket. It's like watching a concert at Blossom. We're not that far from Blossom where we are here in Stowe. But a lot of emotion here tonight. There was a pregame ceremony. Is tomorrow, of course, September 11th, and the 20th anniversary of that tragic day, 9/11. And first responders here at Stowe were honored and got to do the opening coin flip. There's a huge flag. A Stowe fire truck is here. And now the fans have something here at Stowe to feel good about, as that kick is going to bounce at the 10-yard line, picked up there at the 20 to the 24 and near the 25-yard line. That may have been Keon Johnson, one of the up men. It was. So Johnson returned to the 25. That was a short kick by Berry, and it almost looked like it could have gone out of bounds. But, if you're Johnson there, you can't afford, with that being a live ball, to gamble on that. Best just to get what you can out of that scenario, and he was able to get the Bees to their own 25. So 10-7, Medina with the lead, and Drew Aller and company back on offense. Reed Kelps, Brennan Schramm, Ben Butler, all out wide left, 2 receivers wide right. Empty backfield for quarterback Drew Aller. He waits for the shotgun snap inside his own 20, ready to go. Wide receiver screen, Schramm at the 25 to the 30. From the bubble screen, 35, left hash to the 40. He'll take it to the 50-yard line, and Brennan Schramm will finally be brought down by Xavier Preston at the Stowe 49-yard line. Just a simple bubble screen, and they get 26 yards on first down. Good downfield blocking by those other 2 receivers we mentioned. You had Kelps and Butler helping to spring their teammate for the big game. Medina will go 3 receivers to the right this time. Aller looking right, throwing right, has a man open, and Jackson tried to make the catch, couldn't quite pull it in at the 20-yard line, was running out of real estate as he was a one-on-one coverage, but he was along the sideline and just couldn't make the catch and think about keeping his footing there. 2nd down and 10. (10-7), Medina leading here early in the second quarter. Bees with a 2nd and 10 from the Stowe 49. Schramm in motion. Aller rolling right, throws right. Schramm's got it at the 49. He'll take it forward to the Bulldog 46-yard line. Short pickup of about 3. It's on a crossing route that time. And it will set up a 3rd down. And we'll call it about 6. I should make it 3rd and 7. Math kind of left me on that one. 3rd and 7. Schramm in motion. This time he'll go left. Rolling left, Aller. Now looking back right. He's got a man open. Overshot him at the 5-yard line. Was looking for Butler down the middle of the field. And I got to tell you, he was open. And I think Drew threw it off of his back foot just a little bit and had a little too much on that ball. Didn't miss it by much, but it'll set up 4th and 7. And where the Bees are, Larry Laird, not even thinking twice about it. He's going for it. 4th and 7, Bees from the Stowe 46. Aller ready to go with 5 wide. Looks, fires right side. Pass caught. It's Rodak. And from where they're marking it, it's very close to the first down, but he may have gone out of bounds before he actually got to the 39. I mean, where they're marking it, I don't know if he got it. They may choose to measure. Officials timeout. Yeah, it's literally where the ball, it's right where the chains are on the Medina side on that far sideline. So it will not be a huge chore here for the chain gang to measure this. But again, from where I'm seeing it, he needed to get to the 39, and it looks like where they're spotting it, he's a little short. They'll stretch the chains out. And, yep, he's short. First down, Stow-Munroe Falls. Yeah, just one of those situations, you know, Michael Rodak was making the catch and just kind of trying to contort his body to get out of bounds, but he was trying to get to the marker. And like I said, literally by a half a foot, he was a little short. So Owen Bainbridge and the Bulldog offense will take over now from their own 39-yard line, trailing by 3 with 9:57 to play in the first half. Medina 10, Stowe 7. Bainbridge ready to go with Romito on his left out of the pistol. Bainbridge going to throw on first down. Shoots one over the middle. Pass in and out of the hands of Jackson Norman, incomplete at the 45-yard line. I think Jackson was thinking about going off to the races before he had both hands on the football. 2nd and 10. Because they found a seam in the middle of the defense there. 2nd and 10. Nate Boozer will move over tight end to the right. Just take a step back from the offensive line. So it's really 4 receivers if you count him. 2nd and 10. And on a delayed draw, they'll give it to Romito. Does a good job breaking initial tackles. He'll get a positive yard or 2 to the 41, but that's about it. Nick Manley had a chance to bring him down in the backfield and just couldn't hold on. And Romito did well to pick up 2 on that play to bring up 3rd and 8 from the 41-yard line. It's been a good one so far. 9:41 to go first half. 10-7 Medina. Bulldogs now of Stowe facing a 3rd and 8 at their own 41. Bainbridge looks to throw. Rolling right. Looking. Firing right. Incomplete. Over on the right sideline at the 40-yard line. Just trying to get it. Boozer on the attempt there. Didn't get a license plate number here. Now it's Ciccione who was the intended receiver. Just one of those cases where Bainbridge was on the run and just couldn't get an accurate throw over to that right sideline. Medina had good coverage, and Medina had pressure. Delac, Manley, Farrell all were bearing down on Bainbridge. I got to tell you, I think Stowe might have gotten away with a hold there. Alex Berry ready to punt. Johnson at single safety at his own 20. End-over-end kick. It'll bounce inside the 30. And Jawan Jackson's going to let it bounce inside the 10. It will roll to a dead stop at about the 7-yard line. Took about a 23-yard roll on the field turf as they were kicking it away from Jawan Jackson, which is a good idea. Jackson has a punt return for a touchdown this year. We've already seen in this game his speed in the open field on that 91-yard catch and run for the touchdown. So Medina will take over at their own 7 with a 3-point lead. With 9:04 to go here in the second quarter. Dave DeNatale with you here at Bulldog Stadium, the campus of Stow-Munroe Falls High School. Week 4 of the WKYC Game of the Week. Overwhelmingly voted in by you, the fans. We appreciate it. Aller on first down. Pops one over the middle at the 5-yard line. Pass caught. Looks like Schramm at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 30, and knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Correction, that was Michael Rodak, and that's a first down pickup. And immediately the Bees get out of the hole. And Rodak, and you'd love to see that for Larry Laird and Drew Aller. They went right back to Rodak after he had been a half yard short of the first down on his last catch. That when they set him up over the middle on a catch and run. And he takes it out for about a 30-yard pickup. We'll call it 29 on that gain. 5 wide for the Battling Bees from their own 36. Here's Aller looking, launches one deep right side, and the pass is caught at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Juwan Jackson again. 64 yards on one of the most beautifully thrown pitches and catches you'll ever see on the right sideline. Aller threw it, and he knew his teammate had the speed to run under it and grab it for the 64-yard touchdown. That was a D1 touchdown pass right there by Drew Aller. Here's the extra point for Brennan Schramm. Nick West, I'm sorry. 91 and 64 on the 2 touchdown connections tonight between Aller and Jackson. Extra point is up, and it's good by West. 8:34 to play in the first half. Medina 17, Stowe 7. On a picture-perfect touchdown pass. Aller to Jackson. It's funny, I was preparing for the game tonight. You just read as much as you can on Drew Aller. Again, he's a Penn State commit for James Franklin and company. And, there was talk and there were reports and saw on numerous sites that Ohio State had their quarterback coach at Wadsworth last Friday night to watch. I mean, you could have been watching, you could be watching anything, but he was watching, apparently Aller. And, Ohio State has a boatload of quarterbacks, but I think that from reading, there was a belief that, they may want somebody from the class of 2022, but we'll see. We'll see. At this point, Happy Valley is going to be Drew Aller's next home in 2022. But first things first, he has just thrown his 10th touchdown pass of the season, 59th of his career, 64 yards to Juwan Jackson to put his team up 10, 17-7. As West's kickoff will be fielded at about the 4-yard line. Here come the Bulldogs out to the 15, out to the 20, out to the 25, to the 30, down to the 33-yard line. As Vance Shepard with a fine return, just kind of, I wasn't sure, 100% sure it was Shepard because he was kind of in an umbrella of his teammates there in the black and maroon jerseys, and you couldn't really tell who it was. You just kind of knew he was following his blocks, and pretty good return for Shepard as he'll have his team set up at their own 33-yard line. But Stowe down by 10 again, 17-7 after that second touchdown connection of the game between Aller and Jackson. Bainbridge has Romito behind him and to the right in the pistol, 1st and 10 for the Stow-Munroe Falls Bulldogs at their own 32. Bainbridge ready, claps his hands, gives Romito, runs left, tries to get to the outside at the 35 and then got stood up at the 36. Matt Spatney over there on the far side leading the charge after a gain of about 3 for Romito. It'll be 2nd and 7. You might have heard some of the chattering up here. The yard marker was at 4th down there. Now, it's only 2nd down. Back to throw Bainbridge. Fires left side. Pass caught at the 41-yard line and immediately out of bounds on the far side. Jackson Norman on that catch. They'll spot him at the 41, so it'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down. Bring up a 3rd down and 2. Now, I got to tell you, this is one of those, if Stowe doesn't get it here, Tom Phillips might be thinking about going for it. Fake punt or no fake punt. They executed one earlier in this half. 3rd and 2. Bainbridge looked like he wanted to keep it. Stutter stepped and he didn't get to the first down. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. And as he went down, I think the ball came down, but the official saying the ground caused it. He's put down just shy of the 41, so about 2.5 yards away from the first down. And at the moment, will see Alex Berry into punt. Now, again, this time I would think Larry Laird and company for Medina will not be fooled by any fake, and they've got 10 men near the box here, and Jackson in single safety at his own 23. Another fake, and they'll get the first down again to the 45, to the 50-yard line. Go the Bulldogs. This time it was not Oros. It was Teddy Gregory, who was one of the starting linebackers for the Bulldogs. He was the other side up man. You had Oros to the left. You had Gregory to the right. It went right to Gregory, and they get the first down. 2 fake punts executed by Stowe here in the first half. And again, the drive stays alive. Last time they did it, Stowe got a touchdown. Bainbridge claps his hands on first down, gives. That's Preston. He's to the 40. He's to the 30. He's off to the races. Xavier Preston, touchdown, Stowe Bulldogs. From 50 yards out, that's his first carry of the game, and he takes it to the house from midfield. And again, Stowe executes a fake punt, and again, Stowe gets a touchdown. Well, I hadn't seen Preston run the ball all night, and that time it looked like he was shot out of a cannon. He was like, Coach, give me the ball, I'm ready. 50 yards on that run, and here's the extra point for Alex Berry. Ball is down, kick is up, line drive, good. 17-14, Medina leading Stowe with 6:30 to play here in this first half. Wow. Teams just trading haymakers right now. Everything, Medina's done has been on the long variety. 91-yard touchdown pass, 64-yard touchdown pass. Stowe used a little bit of trickery, a couple of fake punts, but they've got touchdowns from their 2 big backs, Xavier Preston and Sal Romito. And not to be outdone, Ryan Oros has had a good night running the ball as well. Teams doing what they do best. That's why you're 3-0. Boy, you just got the feeling, and I thought they might just go ahead and just go for it. They did not want to give the ball, Stowe, Tom Phillips did not want to give the ball back to the Bees, already down 10, and make it a 3-possession deficit potentially. Instead, going down 3. It makes a world of difference during the course of a long football game. Berry's kick will be fielded at about the 7-yard line. Here comes Jackson to the 25, spins, makes a nice move, cuts to the outside 30. He's to the 35 to the 40. Outside again, flag goes down. Jackson goes down at the 45-yard line. And I think when he made another move to the outside, one of his teammates gave him an assist with a hold. Boy, he is fun in the open field, isn't he? He's got a 91-yard touchdown and a 64-yard touchdown already. And he was 1 or 2 moves away from maybe taking a 95-yard kick return for a touchdown. But again, a lot of that is going to turn out to be a moot point, holding against Medina. So it should be 10 yards back from where the flag was down. The flag was thrown at the 44-yard line, so the officials will indeed mark it at the Medina 34. Over on the left hash, we've got 6:17 to go here in the first half. Beautiful night for football here at Bulldog Stadium. Medina 17, Stowe 14. And Drew Aller will look over here and get the signals. He'll go again with that air raid, 5 wide receiver set. Brennan Schramm in motion, left to right. Aller rolling right, looking right, throws, and the pass caught. Schramm's got it, 35 to the 40, and knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So gets about 7 on first down. So bring up a 2nd down and 3. Teddy Gregory on the tackle for the Stow Bulldogs. Give you their starting. I don't think I ever gave you their starting defense. That's how quick Medina's offense moves. No huddle. Aller will roll left, stops, in trouble, throws back right, and nobody's home but Teddy Gregory. Intercepted at the 50. Gregory to the 45-yard line, and they'll bring him down at the 41. Boy, that's rare you see Drew Aller make that kind of a mistake. He was being flushed, just trying to throw it away, but he ended up throwing it into, for him, what was no man's land, except Teddy Gregory was there to pick it off. His first interception of the year. He's got a sack, couple of fumble recoveries, and a touchdown. And Gregory with that pick sets the Bulldogs up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line of Medina. Could be a costly mistake for the Battling Bees. Again, uncharacteristic of Drew Aller. So let's see if the Bulldogs can capitalize on their good fortune here and try to either tie it or take the lead. So we passed the midway point of this second quarter. 17-14 Medina on top. Bainbridge ready. Out of the pistol on first down. Rolling, throwing right, and diving catch, but out of bounds, incomplete. Over on the far side, Ciccione, the intended receiver, and it'll be second down. Bainbridge with some late pressure there. It's incomplete. 5:42 to go here in quarter number 2 at halftime. We'll let you enjoy both Medina and Stow's bands. And Tyler Carey will join me for the halftime scoreboard. Oro standing to the right of Bainbridge. Preston behind him. Preston gets the carry. He'll take it just inside the 40 to the 39. So short pickup for Xavier Preston that time, and it'll be 3rd down and long. Andrew Delac on the tackle. So the ball will be at the 39 and a 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Oros to the right of Bainbridge. And in that pistol set, you've got Xavier Preston behind him. With 3 wide receivers. 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Bainbridge will shovel it right. Here comes Preston to the 35. Falls ahead. I think he's going to be just a bit shy of the first down. This will depend on the spot, but where the official is on the far side, they're going to mark it at the 32, and he needed to get inside the 32 for a first down. So it'll be 4th down and less than a yard for the Bulldogs. And no, we won't see a fake punt here. Stowe has it at the Medina 33. 4th, just less than a yard. Bainbridge claps his hands, gives to Preston. Pushes the pile ahead. Second effort, he'll get the first down to the 30-yard line before Hamula will make the tackle. Got some help from Zach King, but got 2 yards and a first down. And we've got an injured Stowe Bulldog on the field back at the 35-yard line. And it does not present the look of a cramp. The young man that was down looked to be in some pain, but I'm no doctor. But we've seen, if you've been with us for the first 3 weeks of the season, why I brought up the cramping, we've seen a lot, despite the fact that games we've had this year haven't been necessarily hot or humid. I mean, we've really been fortunate to this point, again, knock on wood, with good weather. So conditions haven't been such where we've had to deal with a lot of hot weather, but we've still seen a lot of cramping to the point where officials in some of the games we've called have had hydration breaks, if you will. Young man for Stowe is up on his feet, and the good news is maybe that's all it was. He looked like he was in a lot of pain. Yeah, that's Eric Witt, the right tackle, who was heading over to the bench. Yeah. 6'4", 275-pound right tackle will head to the bench, and we'll take a look at him. Back to action. The Bulldogs now with a 1st and 10. Ball at the 30 as Oros will get the carry, puts his head down and pulls his way to the 25-yard line. That's fun to watch him run. as he was brought down by Luke Pilarski after about a 4 or 5 yard ride there. 4 minutes exactly to go here in the second quarter. They gave Oros 4 on that run, 2nd and 6. Preston, the deep man behind quarterback Owen Bainbridge. Oros to the left of the quarterback. Option look, toss. Here comes Preston with a big hole to the 15. He's to the 10, 5, and in for the touchdown. Second touchdown run of this first half for Xavier Preston. And for the first time tonight, Stowe has the lead, 20-17. Preston has 2 touchdown runs. Romito has the other one. And Alex Berry will look to give his team a 4-point edge. So the interception by Teddy Gregory sets up the Preston touchdown. And the extra point is good. 26 yards on that TD run by Xavier Preston. He's got touchdown runs of 50 and 26 here in this first half. Explosive plays on both sides. And 21-17 now. Stowe on top of Medina. But it goes to show again, put a pin in that sequence when it was 17-7 and Stowe inside their own 45 went for it again on 4th down, and that aforementioned Teddy Gregory ran for the first down to keep the drive going, and it's set up on the next play a Preston touchdown run. It's a big difference being down 17-14 or now leading 21-17 or facing being down by more than 10 points. So after that interception, Aller and company will have to go back to work. Barry's kick, returnable, and Jackson on the bounce has it at the 10-yard line, breaks tackle 15, on the sidelines to the 20 and out of bounds at about the 26. And it will be a first down for the Medina Bees at that particular point with 3:35 to go here in the first half. Stowe 21, Medina 17. Tavarian Shepard made that tackle on special teams for the Bulldogs. So after that interception now, let's see what Aller and company come up with. Kelps will go left side. Well, 2 now receivers to the left. Trips right for the battling Bees. In motion, Schramm. He'll go behind Aller in an option look. There's the pitch. Schramm's got it, spins his way, essentially back. Now he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll bring him down for a loss at the 25-yard line. Play just took a little too long to develop, and it gave Stowe a chance to pursue along the left side of their defensive line for a loss. They'll say about 1.5 yards on that loss, 2nd and long. Aller now on 2nd and long. Flushed, tucks, in trouble. Down he goes, right at the line of scrimmage. Good coverage downfield by the Bulldogs, and they'll tackle Aller. They'll move him to the 26, so basically back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and 10. We are under 3 minutes to go now in the second quarter. I'll tell you what, if Stowe gets a stop here, I think Tom Phillips will use a timeout. 21-17, Bulldogs by 4. Trying to get a stop here. With Medina now looking at a 3rd and 10 from their own 26. Quarterback Drew Aller gets the shotgun snap. Over the middle, pass caught Jackson, first down to the 40, 45, cuts to the outside at the 50, and finally brought down in Bulldog territory by Vance Shepard at the 49-yard line. Clock will stop to move the chains, 2:17 to play here in the first half. No panic for the battling Bees. They go right back to the formula that has worked all half long. Aller to Jackson. Jackson will get a breather. Again. Well, this time they'll actually go in a pistol look with a man behind Aller fake the handoff. Drew steps up, was trying to shovel pass it. Nobody home. Well broken up by the Bulldogs there. He's trying to shovel pass it to Schramm. And just no space for him to do it. And Medina will take a timeout with 1:49 to go. It's their first timeout of this first half. It was Luke Abernathy who had the nice tackle there on Aller. First sack of the year, I think, for Abernathy. Yeah, Stowe operates generally out of a 3-4. They've got Narquise Hopkins, Courtney Reynolds, and Cade Spiegel up front. But the strength of this team is their linebackers. Oros, Abernathy, Gregory, and Reed. Vance Shepard, Xavier Preston at corners. And when they need to give Preston a breather, because he plays on the offense sometimes, they'll have Ryder Spath come in and play. And then Evan Walker and Rocco Ciccione are the safeties. So out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd and 14 for the Battling Bees. And that loss will put it back to their own 49-yard line, just really inside of their own 49. Again, at the half, we'll check in and let you listen to both of these fine bands, Stowe and Medina. Also check the first half scoreboard with Tyler Carey. Number of big games going on around the area tonight. Most notably Avon and Avon Lake. Be curious to see that Euclid St. Ignatius score, amongst others. Ben Butler and right on 2nd and long. Aller looks right. Throws left pass, caught 35 to the 30 to the 20. It's Butler. He'll be taken down. Actually, that was Rodak, and he was taken down by the face mask inside the 20-yard line. So I think there's a spot Rodak at the 12, but probably end up marking this at the 6-yard line and call it a 1st and goal. I think 2 flags down just for good measure. 1:45 to go here in the first half, and Medina I think they're deciding, you may have heard, if it was a face mask or a horse collar. It looked to me like they'd brought him down near the helmet, but again, it's inconsequential because it's going to be half the distance. Personal foul, face mask. Wait a minute. First, okay. Here's what we have. Face mask, personal foul, China. Personal foul, horse collar against Stowe. So, some of that play never happened. So instead of 1st and goal, so I'm your guess is on that play. You just basically had the defender, the horse collar, and then the receiver in response face mask. So we go back to where we were initially, 2nd and about 13 for the Battling Bees back at their own 49, wiping out what would have been a huge gainer. Offsetting penalties instead. Trips left, 2 receivers right in that air raid. Aller ready, rolls right, looking, throwing deep right, and pass is broken up at the 10-yard line, incomplete. Intended for Drew Hensley, and he was locked up with the defensive back over there on the far side and just couldn't get separation. The Bluebirds are out here at Stowe, probably wanting either offensive pass interference or a holding. They're not going to get either. Instead, it'll be 3rd and long. 1:36 to play, 2nd quarter. And the Bees now with a 3rd and 13. And we're going to have another timeout taken. And it's going to be, I'm assuming it's a B timeout. No, actually, there's an injured player over on the far side. There's an injured Bulldog, so it's just an official's timeout. And again, you have the feeling it's possibly yet another cramping. This is the WKYC.com high school football game of the week, week number 4. I'm Dave DeNatale with you. The game of the week is presented by Chick-fil-A. Yes, Chick-fil-A, home of the original chicken sandwich. Must stop before or after any high school football game, that is for sure. Appreciate Chick-fil-A being aboard with us here for this 2021 season. Remember, everybody, on Monday, right around noontime or so, we will put out the WKYC Game of the Week poll for Week 5. We give you 3 games to vote on, 3 nominees, and you decide where we go every Friday night for our Game of the Week. The poll will close at 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Tyler Carey and I will then get together that afternoon and make the announcement, our announcement show, our Game of the Week preview show. Will be then in the afternoon on Wednesday. I'm already looking at a couple of fun matchups potentially for Week 5. And I can't believe I'm already saying Week 5. High school football is fun. It also, the season flies every year. All right, back to action out of the injury timeout. 3rd and 13. Young man for Stowe was able to walk off under his own power, albeit a little gingerly. And after all of that, we're going to have yet another timeout. The Bulldogs this time taking a timeout to make sure everybody's on the same page defensively here for this 3rd and 13. And, you know, if you're Tom Phillips and his coaching staff, you're thinking about this from scenarios. Okay, here's what we're going to do if they don't get it here, and it's 4th and 13. You know, the book would say punt the football, right? Larry Laird doesn't read the book. It never has. I mean, I would almost guarantee if it's 4th and 13, I don't care if it's from their own 49, trailing by 4, I'd be stunned, honestly, if Medina didn't go for it. That's just the way they operate. So I think you're taking that timeout. Yeah, again, you want to make sure everybody's positioned, especially after having to make a substitution because of the injury stoppage. But also, I think you're thinking in terms of what are we going to do if there's a 4th down or if, you know, we're on a 1st down and it's no huddle time. 3rd and 13 for the Battling Bees at their own 49 late in this second quarter. Aller throws bubble screen, and it's dropped by Hensley at the 50-yard line. He had blockers in front of him, one of those cases where he took off running before he had the catch. 4th and 13. Well, just as I say that, Larry Laird takes out Drew Aller and will send in the punt team. Now, keep in mind of something. First, we've already had 2 fake punts in this game, both by the Bulldogs of Stowe, but Brennan Schramm is the punter. Great athlete. So one never knows what one could see in this scenario. Ciccione back in single safety at his own 10. Schramm will kick it away, angles it to the right. It will bounce at the 15, bounce at the 11, and roll to a stop there. And the Bees will down it at that particular point as Ryan Farrell will down it at about the 12-yard line with 1:22 to go before halftime. I would imagine inside your own 15, Medina has 2 timeouts remaining, still, by the way, down to 1. I think Tom Phillips is going to be very, very happy to head to the locker room up 4 here. So you wouldn't expect anything really fancy. But then again, we have been wrong before. The market actually at the 12-yard line of the Bulldogs, and it's a 1st and 10 from there. And it'll be an I formation, and they'll give Preston, he'll cross the 15 and dive forward to about the 17. It's about 5 on that pickup. So we saw Romito be the primary ball carrier in the first quarter. And Xavier Preston's pretty much had run of things here in the second quarter with a couple of touchdowns, one from 50 yards and one from 26. Romito has a touchdown as well. We're under a minute to go. And again, they'll go really in a triple stack here and give to the second man through. I believe that is Oros at the 20, and Oros will get run out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Matt Spatney on the tackle. Oros will get third down and 2. That tackle out of bounds will stop the clock momentarily, and now it's wound again with 45 seconds and counting to go here in this second quarter. I think play clock is at 16 here, so Bulldogs got to run one more play here, and they will head to the dressing room, leading by 4. Again in that triple stack. Preston runs left, outside to the 25, to the 30, down the right sideline to the 50. One man to beat, to the 40, to the 30, and Preston will get knocked out of bounds on the angle near the 20-yard line with 13 seconds to go. That will change things dramatically for the Stow Bulldogs. But that's the argument of why you don't just down it. Because you got a guy like Preston, or you got a guy like Romito who can run in the open field like that. 13 seconds to go. They will mark this at the 27-yard line. Huge run for Xavier Preston. And I think we just had a timeout taken here. I would assume the Bees took the timeout. Yes, that is a Medina timeout. So with 9 seconds to go before halftime, from here, you'd be looking at a 44-yard field goal. Alex Berry has kicked a 45-yarder this year. So you're in his range. And the Bulldogs have a timeout here. So they have some options if they want to, throw something in the middle of the field. They just got to make sure that they get that timeout taken and give Berry some time. Looking at the numbers here for Xavier Preston. 7 carries, 145, 2 touchdowns, and the bulk of it here in the second quarter. Again, Romito really was their prime back in the first quarter. The numbers for, I got to say, for Juwan Jackson and Xavier Preston tonight in one half were pretty unbelievable. Empty backfield for Bainbridge now. 9 seconds to go. With a timeout to go, Bainbridge steps up, flags fly all over the place. He throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete. The problem for Stowe is this is probably going to be a holding. And that would take it out of Berry field goal range. The one thing you couldn't do in that scenario. Holding Bulldogs with 7 seconds to go. That play didn't take time block, so you can run something else here and then hope to still have enough time to get Berry in there. They're going to move it back near the 39, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So I don't know if Alex Berry can kick a 56-yarder. I would think if you're Tom Phillips, you'd like to get it a little bit closer. If not, then it's Owen Bainbridge, I think, throwing it Hail Mary here. But again, you got 7 seconds, so you have some options. It's a 1st and 21 by the by after that penalty, but right now that's irrelevant. It's basically clock and ball position from the left hash. Here comes Bainbridge, rolling right with room, throws right, incomplete into the Stowe bench. 3 seconds to go, and now you got to make the decision. Yeah, I would think they're going to go for the touchdown here and just air this thing out to the end zone. And, yeah, you never know in these scenarios. You might get a pass interference or something like that. So 3 seconds to go from the Medina 39. Here's Bainbridge looking, steps up, looks, throws, end zone left side. It is incomplete. Incomplete, knocked away at the last second. I tell you, he had a man there. But not able to complete it, and that will take us to halftime. Fun one as we expected here at Bulldog Stadium. Your score at the half, it is Stow-Munroe Falls 21, and it's Medina 17. Medina's band is getting ready to head to the field, so we'll let you enjoy that, and we'll talk to you back here in a few minutes. Tyler Carey will join me for scores, and I'll see if I can get us some first quarter or first half numbers as well. Again, your score in our game of the week at the half, it's Stow 21 and Medina 17. Enjoy the band, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Medina High School is proud to present the 2021 edition of the Medina Musical Bees. Tonight, the Musical Bees are led onto the field by field commanders Sandra, Jenna Malloy, Megan Malloy, and Chandler Lumen. Please welcome the Medina Musical Bees. The Musical Bees would like to begin tonight with the opener for their show titled Victory. We honor the group called The Greatest Generation. We pay tribute to their 1945 victory in Europe and the Pacific. Their sense of responsibility and self-sacrifice for the common good, not only to all Americans, but to those around the world, were models for all generations to follow. Featuring piccolo soloist Gabby Hill and Lily Ivy from Jerry Goldsmith's 1970 Oscar-nominated film score. Here is the theme music to the classical movie Cats. music to the hit HBO miniseries Band of Brothers. Breaking away from our musical kitchen show, the musical bees would like to kick back and play some good old 80s music. This next tune features our D-Liners dance team and our singers flag team, along with piccolo soloist Gabby Ills and Lily Ivy. Off the 1986 hit record Graceland, here is Paul Simon, You Can Call Me Out. The musical leads would like to thank the Stow-Munroe Falls Bulldog Marching Band for being such a gracious host this evening. We wish the Bulldog Marching Band a calm and enjoyable marching season. Musical leads would like to remind everyone that we live in students at Stow-Munroe Falls. School music. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Greg Newman, Sam Sandman, Christopher Grossman, Nick Campagne, Tom Lewis, and student makers Taylor Clark and Sunita Bourgel, put your hands together and stomp your feet as we present the 2021 Stillman High School Marching Band. Remember when Ma Bell asked us to reach out and touch someone? Yeah, not anymore. Way back before cell phones, Blondie released a 1980 hit Call Me. It spent 6 consecutive weeks at #1 in the certified gold, picking up one of our early 80s show from the movie American Gigolo. Here's Call Me. From Journey's 1981 album Extraordinary, it's one of their most recognizable hits, reaching number 2 at the World for 6 weeks. VH1 also named the song their greatest power ballad of all time, featuring soloists Emma Lamantia and Sarah Scott. Make sure you look for the hidden Mickey and the band's rendition of Open Arms. All right, let's get this party started and this train rolling. Party Train was released on the Gap Band 7 album in 1983, and it peaked at number 3 on the R&B charts. Anybody want to ride? All it takes is a nickel or a dime. Come on, everybody, all aboard the Bulldog Party Train. I hear the drums echoing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2021 Stow-Munroe Falls High School Bulldog Marching Band.
I hope you enjoyed the Stowe and the Medina marching bands as we welcome you back inside the booth here at Bulldog Stadium at the half. Stowe leading Medina 21-17 in this battle of the unbeatens. I'm Dave DeNatale, as the Zoom says. And as the Zoom says below, that's Tyler Carey. And TC, what else is happening around the area tonight in this it's a significant week, I think, week 4. You know, a lot of big games going on in the area and a lot of teams. I think about St. Ignatius, for example, must win. I mean, they really need to find a way to win Euclid tonight. Avon and Avon Lake, lots of big games tonight.
Right, you are, Dino. Now, most games are at halftime. There are 2 in the third quarter that I'm just going to get right off the bat right away. In the third quarter, Canton McKinley leads Perry 14-13 down in Stark County. Battle of a pair of 1 and 2 teams, so that could be one of those must-win situations. that you're talking about. Also, Columbia leads Black River 21-0. That game is in the third quarter. All right, to the games at halftime. Remember how I said Avon was up 10-0 on Avon Lake? Well,
Indeed.
so much for that. The Shoremen have now taken a 23-10 lead over in Lorain County, starting to take control of that affair. You mentioned St. Ignatius. Well, they've turned around and flipped the script on Euclid. They lead 28-7 at the half over on the east side. Berea Mid Park leads Elyria 12-7 at halftime. Strongsville over Solon 14-6. Glen Oak over Lake 7-6. North Royalton, how about No Row Nation? They just keep on clicking. 21-0 over Nordonia at halftime. They are really starting to put their stamp on this season. I think they're emerging as a true contender. Talmadge and Highland, we mentioned this one is a potential big game in the Suburban League. The Hornets lead 28-7. That game is at halftime. Buckeye over North Olmsted 17-14 currently. St. Vincent St. Mary, after a tough loss to Barberton last weekend, well, they're taking out their frustrations on Worcester. It's 28-3 at intermission. Streetsboro leads Cloverleaf 32-14. Jackson over Green 7-6 at the half. And then one more game I wanted to mention over in Milan Township tonight. Edison taking on Norwalk. Of course, Edison honoring fallen Navy Corpsman Max Soviak, who lost his life days ago in the attack in Afghanistan, was a former football player for the Chargers, was a member of their state semifinal team back in 2016. An emotional night over in Erie County. Unfortunately, Milan Edison trails 13-7 against Norwalk. That game also at halftime.
Yeah, a lot of emotion in that one, TC. They had a jet flyover before the game, dedicated part of the field. I think they've sprayed his number 27 helmets. I mean, I'm sure it's emotional over there. So we'll look forward to hearing scores from you at the end of the third quarter, and then you and I will chat more at the end of the game.
Can't wait, Dino. Appreciate it. I can't wait to see how this one ends.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be one of those games, TC, as you and I talked about heading into it as we get ready to start the second half. Remember, Medina won the toss and elected to defer, so they'll start the second half with the football, but trailing in this one 21-17, and all kinds of fireworks in that second quarter. Again, I just go to that sequence. Stowe looked like they were about to kick it away, down 10. They end up doing their second fake punt of the half and execute it, get a touchdown from Xavier Preston, who ended up with 145 yards rushing pretty much all in the second quarter. And then after an interception, they came right back and scored again and seized the lead for the first time tonight. Now, back it will go to the Battling Bees. Here's Jackson with the catch at the 10 on the kickoff. East of the 30, head of steam, 35, and finally brought down at the 40-yard line. For a moment, you thought he had a seam there, and then after he's out of bounds, we've got all kinds of flags and whistles. Probably some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct. And we've also over on now the flag is down, and then one of the Medina Bees, and it might have been, I don't know if it was Jackson, but from over in that area at about the 42-yard line, you've got a Medina Bee down, and trainers from both teams are tending to him. So we'll figure out first. The officials will try to sort out the penalty. Dead ball, personal foul against Stowe. So when Medina does take over, they will take over in Stowe territory. But the concern right now is for the young man who's down on the field. And again, it from where it happened, I believe it's Jawan Jackson. But I want to make sure that I say that for sure here when the player is up on his feet. And it is Jackson, and he will slowly walk off here, and he's favoring his left shoulder. So he looked like he wanted to stay in there because he also, in addition to being a wide receiver, he also is a starting cornerback on defense. But no, Jawan, you got to take it. You got to sit down here. The trainers want to take a look at you and make sure you're okay. That penalty, though, significant for the Bees now is they will start this drive at the Bulldog 45-yard line. So not only do you get the good return from Jackson, but you also get the penalty tacked on to it. And the Battling Bees trying to retake the lead here. They'll start at the Stowe 45. And again, no one in the backfield with Drew Aller. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left, ready to go on first down. Aller, bubble screen, Hensley at the 45, and he'll take it inside the 40 and run out of bounds at about the 39-yard line of the Bulldogs. Wide receiver Drew Hensley gets about 6 on that pickup here. And we've got shaken up Bulldog over on the far side, over on the Medina side. And again, it's of the appearance of a cramped situation for whoever the young man is for Stow-Munroe Falls, and he will very gingerly head off the field. I think the Bulldogs will all get a case of Gatorade in their lockers tomorrow to get themselves hydrated. They've had a couple of situations like that tonight. So after the pickup from Hensley, it'll be 2nd and 4 for the Battling Bees from the Stowe 39-yard line. Rodak, Kelps, and Shrink over on the near side left. You've got 2 readers right side. 2nd down and 4 for the Battling Bees early in this third quarter. Stowe leading at 21-17. Rodak in motion left to right. Here's Aller pumping once, throwing over the middle, incomplete at the 25-yard line, looking for Ben Butler. And that pass was thrown in traffic into the wrong side of Butler, and it will set up a 3rd down and 4. Trying to see if I see Jawan Jackson back in there, and at this point, I do not. And for the first time tonight, we're going to see Aller go under center. Pitch out as he'll go to Spatney, and Spatney will run for the first down as he'll take it inside the 35 to about the 32. We said when they go to running situations, they trust Matt Spatney, who averaged about 7 yards a carry and didn't hurt the average with that run, as he'll get the first down as he gets exactly 7 yards. So when they, again, when they have to run, they're not afraid to do it. They'll go in the same formation again, and now they'll move 2 receivers over in a bunch on the left side, fake the pitch, and they'll give it to one of the up men. It was Nathan Nunn who got the carry, and it really didn't fool anybody. And that play will give opportunity for the Battling Bees to bring back in the air raid, and they'll go 2nd and 10 from the Stowe 32 after the no gain. Just, again, something to keep Stowe honest. Just letting them know they can run up the middle if need be. This is what they prefer to do, air raid. Aller flushed, in trouble, down he goes at the 34-yard line, and a late hit, I think, is going to come after it. Aller was put down, and you hear the groans in front of us from the Stowe faithful. It was borderline, to be sure. Dead ball, personal foul against the Bulldogs. 2nd personal foul penalty on this drive. So the late hit will move it up to the 21, wipe out what would have been a sack on the play, and instead it's a first down for the Battling Bees at the Stowe 20-yard line. Again, it's borderline. It's sometimes you probably even say it was ticky-tack, but officials felt it justified calling a penalty. Bees will go in a triple stack. Bake handoff. Aller throws right side. Pass caught. Jackson, who's back in there, makes the catch at the 10-yard line and should have enough for the first down. Was taken out of bounds right at that marker. And it should be first and goal from right at the 10. Now, good to see Jawan back in there. Had a monster first half. Touchdown catches of 91 and 64 yards. Now, let's see. Are they going to say second and inches? No, first and goal. Okay, that's what I thought. Hensley out wide left. Aller from the snap will turn, give to Spatney. And Spatney will get about a yard or so inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. So we're going to be with a conventional look on this drive. It will be second and goal. Just under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. For the moment, Stowe leads by 4. Medina knocking on the door. Brennan Schramm will check in as receiver. Hensley will check out. Ball at the right hash at the 9-yard line. Medina trying to retake the lead. They had a 10-point lead twice in this game. Triple stack. Now they'll shift the first man through. Aller looks to throw from the 9. Lofts one to the end zone. Overshot his intended target, incomplete. In the left side of the end zone. It was looking for Brennan Schramm. Had the right idea, but just couldn't make the connection there, and it'll be third and goal. Now, this will be interesting, though, if the Bees don't get it here. If Coach Laird will go for the touchdown or if he'll do the book, go by the book and try to kick the field goal and cut to 1. First things first, here's third and goal. Aller, quick drop, pressured from the right side, throws back to the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Medina Bees. Absolute BB thrown by Drew Aller for the touchdown. And that was Michael Rodak on the touchdown catch, his third TD catch of the season. Drew Aller's third touchdown pass of the night. And Medina has taken the lead back 23-21. West will come in for the extra point. 9:18 to go here in the third quarter. That kick is up. It is on its way, and it is good. The problem on that drive for Stowe is they gave Medina 30 yards by virtue of a couple of personal foul penalties, one on the kickoff after the Jackson return. And again, the judgment, very close call, late hit after the sack on Aller. It was really, I say it was a sack. Aller was in motion. It really wasn't a sack. It was more or less he was taken down behind the line of scrimmage in the act of running. But it was a late hit, and those penalty yards really came back to haunt Stowe as Medina has grabbed the lead back. (24-21), bat on top. Absolute gorgeous night for this marquee matchup, and it has been everything we could have hoped for and more to this point with these two undefeated teams. Spath and Shepard are back deep to receive for the Stow-Munroe Falls Bulldogs. West will kick it off. West has it teed up and ready to go. He's back on top again. 24-21. It's going to be a kick heading to the end zone, and it will be caught for a touchback. And we'll get our first look here in the second half of Owen Bainbridge and the Stowe Bulldogs offense. Stowe's offense really got a boost in the second quarter from Xavier Preston. Carried the ball 7 times for 145 yards and a pair of scores. Sal Romito also had a touchdown. Preston will start the second half in there. And this has been their best look when they've had Ryan Oros as kind of the blocking slash, I mean, really, it's kind of almost like a fullback setup in the as much as you can do out of the pistol. And then you've got Preston behind Bainbridge. They'll go to Oros on first down. Oros will struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. It really weren't one of the first times tonight they get stacked up. No game. 2nd and 10. Medina led in this game 10-0. And then 17-7. Then a couple of Xavier Preston touchdowns gave Stowe the lead right before halftime. But now Medina takes that second half kickoff. An Allard to Rodak touchdown. Now taking the lead back at 21-10. Here's a Preston and hot down behind the line of scrimmage back at the 16-yard line. Well strung out by the Medina battling bees. Isaiah Perry came in from his corner spot and made the play. McNagel also in there as well. Third, that is a loss of 3. Third for the Bulldogs. Here's Bainbridge in trouble, rolling right at the 15, throws deep, and the pass is deflected and incomplete, but they're going to get Juwan Jackson for interfering with the intended receiver. They were looking for Braden Gable down the field, and he was locked up with Juwan Jackson. Too much contact, say the officials. And Stowe's going to get a big break on 3rd and long. Bainbridge did well to get himself out of traffic. Medina really had the pressure on him. But it was single coverage, Jackson and Gable. Juwan gets called for that pass interference. So that will give the Bulldogs a little bit of breathing room. They haven't marked it off yet. Should be moving this up to the 31 here, no? Or 32. Okay. All right. Well, spot it there. 32 at the right hash. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Much needed first down. That one to give the ball back to Dino after going at 3 and out. Step Bainbridge back to work as they'll go on the ground on first down. Preston will get a couple out to the 34-yard line. Very, very little room there. McManley helped to close off that hole after about a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Amela also over on the stop. Oh, Matt's number quite a few times tonight. 2nd down and 7. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And they'll go back on the ground. Preston trying to swing outside, and the Bees not letting them get there. They'll stop him for a gain of 1 at the 36. Only about a gain of 1. And Hamula again. In the second quarter, Preston was able to stay outside untouched. But so far in this drive, the Bees have been ready for him. Down and 7, going blue. Got a movement along the wide receiver side on the right side, and it's going to be 3rd and even longer now. 3rd down and 12 on the false start. They said Gable just kind of got off to, kind of rocked his stance a little bit, a little early. So move it back 5 to the 31, and it's now a 3rd down and 12. Bulldogs got to get to the 42. Keep this drive going here. Bainbridge, empty backfield, blitzed, rolling right, back at his 15, throws basically into the Stowe bench, incomplete. Yeah, lots of pressure coming in on Owen Bainbridge. I believe that was Spatley who was chasing him over on the backside. It was good pressure for Matt. And we'll see Alex Berry into punt. But that Medina front 7, particularly their defensive line, but also Hamula, really stood out on that drive. did a good job on Xavier Preston and prevented Bainbridge from having a clean pocket. Pretty good kick by Barry, but on the running catch, Jackson will make it on the line drive at his own 41. Thought that actually was going to go back a little further, but Jackson did a good job to run under it and catch it. So Medina will take over at their own 41, leading by 3 with 6:59 to go in the third quarter. WKYC.com. High school football game of the week is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is the home of the original chicken sandwich. Make sure you head to your nearby neighborhood Chick-fil-A in Cleveland, Akron, Kent, all over Northeast Ohio. All right, so the pendulum right now, of momentum, really swinging to the Bees here in this third quarter. They took the opening kickoff, drove down the field for a touchdown. Quickly, they got the ball right back. Butler in motion on first down. Aller over the middle, and they're caught by Schramm. Oh, had it at the 50, went to the 47, and if that tackle wasn't made, he would have been gone for the touchdown. I think Abernathy made that tackle. They'll say Harris made the tackle. So, but that's okay. We won't quibble. Ball inside the 47 of the Bulldogs. Most importantly right now, it's a first down. Tom Phillips wants a timeout for the Bulldogs here to talk to the defense. And I think also just for the team, a moment to settle down here with 6:44 to go in this third quarter. And I just had said a moment ago, you feel like the momentum round is squarely with Medina after getting that touchdown. And immediately they've got the ball in Stowe territory after the completion to Brennan Schramm. Got to figure out right now, if you're Stowe, how to make Drew Aller uncomfortable. Because on that last drive, and certainly on that throw to Schramm, that quick air raid, you don't have a whole lot of time, but if you can get in the quarterback's space and just disrupt the play a little bit, disrupt the timing, that's your best bet often against it. You give Aller time, he will pick you apart, of course. Aller has 3 touchdown passes tonight, 2 to Jackson, 1 to Rodak. He's also been intercepted once tonight by Teddy Gregory. 1st and 10 for the Battling Bees. They've got it at the Stowe 47-yard line. Butler will shift in motion right to left. Here's Drew Aller to throw. Looks deep right side and overshoots Jackson, I think, by about 10 yards. Incomplete. Jackson was at the 10-yard line, and that ball was already headed to the end zone. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Jawan's fast, not quite that fast. We've certainly seen Jawan Jackson's speed on display tonight. Touchdowns of 91 and 64 yards. That's 64-yarder. Man, I wish Brian Crane had been here tonight to see that one. It was a thing of beauty. The 91 was really kind of a catch and run, but it was still excellent athletic move by Jackson on 2nd down. Rodak will make a catch, breaks away at the 40 to the 35, out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Michael Rodak gets the 1st down completion, and it's a 1st down for the Battling Bees. Luke Abernathy on the tackle, but Medina on the move inside the Stowe 30-yard line. Aller, again with Butler in motion. 5 wide for the Battling Bees. Quickly, Schramm with the catch at the 15 over the middle. He'll go to the 10, down to the 9. It'll be 1st and goal for Medina. Brennan Schramm, just on a little slant pattern, gets a 1st down. And just like that, Medina knocking out the door. They'll actually spot it at the 10-yard line. So call it a 1st and goal right at the 10. Medina leads by 3, trying to tack on more. 5 wide from the 10-yard line for the Battling Bees. Aller, pressured, rolling right, throws, end zone. No signal, incomplete. Was waiting for somebody to kind of do the incomplete. Didn't see anybody back there. Ryder Spath had the coverage. I think that was Hensley, the intended receiver. It would be 2nd down and goal. Hensley among those now wide left. Butler in motion, left to right. 2nd and goal from the 10. Aller looking left. Scrambling, throws, end zone, it is caught. Touchdown, Medina Bees. There they go again. That time it was Brennan Schramm on the touchdown catch. As Aller has his 4th touchdown pass of the night, that one from 10 yards out. Medina has opened up a 30-21 lead with 5:57 to go in the third quarter. Aller now with 12 touchdown passes in just under 4 games of action this season. 61 for his career. Here's the extra point. Up good by Nick West. West is now 17 of 17 on his extra points. And back and forth we go. Now, Medina, as they were early in the second quarter, up by 10 again. 31-21, Bees with 14 points in this third quarter to retake the lead. Aller has thrown touchdown passes to Rodak and Schramm to go with the 2 he threw in the first half to Jawan Jackson, coupled with a Nick West field goal. Now, momentum squarely in Medina's corner, and if still, you got to go back to, you got to figure out how to unleash that running game again. Get Preston and Romito and Oros and Owen Bainbridge going here in the second half. West will kick it off. Shepard and Spath back deep to receive. This one again is on its way to the middle of the end zone for a touchback. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. So this will be a big juncture here now for Stowe, because we talked about this in the second quarter when they were down 17-7 and were about to punt it away and ended up fake punting it. And really at that point, getting them back into the game and eventually getting them the lead before this Medina surge. Same thing applies. You cannot fall behind to the battling Bees and make it a 2 or 3 possession game. It's so hard against this offense. Bainbridge on first down, sets up a middle screen and overshoots his intended receiver at the 20-yard line. You know, they had the play I think they wanted to. Braden Gable on a bubble screen, but Bainbridge had a little bit too much elevation on that pass. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 3 wide receivers for the Bulldogs. They'll operate from the pistol. That is Xavier Preston, standing with Owen Bainbridge, who wants to throw over the middle, and again, that's incomplete. Trying to get it to Jackson Norman up the seam. Keon Johnson on the coverage and just overshot him there. That time it just looked like Bainbridge just rushed the pass. He had the receiver there, and of course you're trying to, when I say rushed it, just didn't feel like fundamentally he had his footing there with him. Just wasn't an accurate pass. 3rd and 10 for Stowe. Medina showing blitz. Here they come. Spatney coming in on the blitz, and they try to screen over on the left side, and it's broken up incomplete by Andrew Daylack, but Spatney was coming in on the blitz. Bainbridge knew he had to get rid of it quickly, and the battling Bees, same ones, I mean, their offense has scored those couple of touchdowns here in this third quarter, but their defense has been terrific. And Barry will punt. He'll stand back at his own 5 and wait the snap. And Jawan Jackson in single safety at his own 45. High snap. Barry does a good job to pull it down and just does get it away. Farrell had good pressure on it. And that kick takes a Stowe bounce and goes out of bounds right around the Bulldog 42-yard line. So, yeah, everything on that punt was just affected by the snap. And again, Alex Berry did well to just get a kick away, but it was a short kick, and Medina really set up well right now. They've got it at the Stowe 42. already leading by 10, 31-21 with 5:39 to go in the third quarter. Ball at the right hash, trips right, two receivers left for quarterback Drew Aller. In motions Butler. Here comes a blitz. Pass is caught at the line of scrimmage by Rodak and then knocked back at the 41-yard line. That time, Stowe had good pressure in the face of Aller, who was able to get that bubble screen to Rodak, but the second level of Stowe's defense did a good job shutting it down for no gain. 2nd and 10. Onus really right now is on Stowe's defense. Some way they got to get a stop here. They trail by 10. Hensley and Rodak are out wide to the right. Three receivers, including Schramm, to the left. Butler over there as well. Rodak now goes in motion. Aller's going to keep it on 2nd and 10. Runs to his right and got put down maybe about a half yard or so, and that's really about it. I think Caden Spiegel will be credited for the tackle at his end spot. No gain on that play. 3rd down and 10. Just a quarterback draw there with Drew Aller, but Spiegel did a good job keeping containment from his end spot, not allowing Aller to break through. So now it's 3rd and 10 battling bees at the Stowe 42. Again, Rodak in motion. Aller quickly throws to the right. Hensley's got it and gets put down inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line. So that's going to set up a 4th down. About 5 or so. Ryder Spath will get credited for the tackle. So Bees will certainly go for it here on a 4th and 5 at the Stowe 37. Clock running, 3:50 to go, third quarter. Medina 31, Stowe 21. And looks like they may just let this Stowe, I think Medina might just let this clock run down. Well, they'll take a timeout here and talk about it. Part of me was wondering if they were just going to take a delay and back it up 5 and maybe give Brennan Schramm punting room. But again, for all the years I've covered Larry Laird, and you know, I've covered him when he was at Strongsville, at Avon Lake, and certainly here in Medina. You know, he's a gambler. He likes to go for it on 4th. I've seen him go for it on 4th down from his own 25 before in normal game situations. He trusts his offense. He trusts the system. So it would have been a surprise to me if they would have gone ahead and done that. I think it's okay. Let's talk about it. Let's find the play we want to do here and figure out what's going to work best for us. Larry Laird came over to Medina as an assistant at Avon Lake in 2010, took Medina to the playoffs that year in 2010. It was a Cinderella year. Was a head coach at Avon Lake for a year, head coach at Strongsville for 3 years, back at Medina. Something really, really special 2021 with this team. Now it's a 4th and 5 for the Battling Bees at the Stowe 37. Aller has a man in the backfield with them when we got a flag down. Somebody may have just rocked in their stance for Medina. And that drives a coach crazy. False start, Battling Beast. You just took a timeout in the second half, no less, to talk about it and make sure everybody's on the same page. And you just backed yourself up 5 yards and make it 4th and 10. Nothing aggravates a coach more than that. All right, 4 wide receivers, fake handoff, Aller to throw, guns it over the middle, incomplete, looking for Joel Jackson. Evan back there on coverage, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and Stowe's defense, helped out by the penalty, will take over 1st and 10 at their own 42. Big stop for the Bulldog defense. Again, that, you know, what you call on 4th and 5, they had the same alignment. You had Spatney in the backfield with Aller. So, don't think the play changed, but 4th and 5, this 4th and 10 are much different. All right, Bainbridge ready to go now. Stowe with a 1st and 10. Owen will keep it and basically take it back to the line of scrimmage, and that really is about it. Medina's defense is really clamped down in the second half. Loss of 1 actually on the run for Bainbridge, 2nd and 11. Saw Manley in there. Saw Nathan Dunn in there as well. 2nd down and 11. So it'll be just kind of give to Preston, and Preston will take it to the 45, his best run of the second half, and runs into Matt Spatney, who puts him down at about the 46. So give Xavier Preston about 5 on that run, and it'll be a 3rd down and 6. 2:44 and counting to go here in the 3rd quarter. It is a 10-point Medina lead. Stowe with a 3rd, and we'll call it a long 6. Here's Bainbridge. Late pressure. Nunn is coming. Throws left and throws it into the Medina bench, incomplete. Nathan Nunn, a sophomore, had great pressure that time on Owen Bainbridge and forced him to just throw it away. And that will set up 4th down. But a lot of this is being caused by the fact that Stowe's running game here in the 3rd quarter has been shut down by Medina. Whether it's been Bainbridge or it's been Preston. They just haven't had those explosive plays that they had in the first half. Now, keep in mind, it's 4th, again, long 6. Stowe has executed 2 fake punts already in this game in similar situations. Oros has run for a 1st down, and Gregory has run for a 1st down. This time they'll snap it, and it will be a punt. Low snap. Barry gets the kick away. It'll bounce inside the 25 and take a couple of extra rolls to about just near the 16-yard line, right around that point. So the Bulldogs at least flip the field position, and Medina will start at their own 16-yard line. And not a great snap there for Barry, and did well just to get rid of it. It'll be Medina football now with 2:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Battling Bees have got 4 touchdown passes from Penn State commit Drew Aller at quarterback tonight. 2 to Juwan Jackson, 1 to Michael Rodak, and 1 to Brennan Schramm. Aller ready to go back to work here in this 3rd quarter from his own 16. 5 wide, empty backfield. Man in motion is Butler. Aller quickly to throw, looks right, pass is deflected and incomplete. Was throwing it over for Rodak, cutting in from the right, and broken up. I'm trying to see, it was J.R. Reed who broke it up. I gotta tell you, Teddy Gregory came over, and that stayed in the air a second longer. Gregory would have had a pick on a deflection, at least an interception opportunity. 2nd and 10, Stowe blitzes, Aller throws, pass caught Hensley at the 20, and then he's wrestled back. I think they'll give Drew forward progress to about the 21, maybe the 22. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 4. I thought they were going to mark it towards the 22, and the official then moved it back a yard near the 21. So gain of 5, and it'll be a 3rd and 5. Ball still at the right hash. So lots of room on the left side of the field here for the Battling Bees. They'll go 3 wide to the left, 2 to the right. Aller ready. 3rd and 5. Looking right, throws right, man wide open at the 50 of Jackson. Couldn't pull it in. Oh, if he had pulled that one in, he would have had his 3rd touchdown catch of the game. Just incomplete off his fingertips as he kind of nudges the ball with his foot in disgust. That would have been an 79-yard touchdown. That close. And I mean that inches away. Aller had that right. I mean, maybe just a smidge overthrown, but right where you want it if you're a receiver, where you can just run under it. And Juwan was so wide open on that play, it was unbelievable. Brennan Schramm will punt it away. And boy, he does a good job pulling out that snap, but kicked it off of the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds. We're going to mark this thing around the 40, I think. No, 30, excuse me. I thought they had said it angled out by the 40. They're going to say basically it was a 9-yard punt. That's it. So Stowe will take advantage of that here as they'll start from the 30-yard line of the Battling Bees. That's how close that sequence is. You're a heartbeat away from a 79-yard touchdown catch for Jackson if he can haul that in. Instead, Schramm, not all his fault because of the snap, doesn't get a good punt away. And all of a sudden now, Stowe's going to start from the Medina 30. Bainbridge ready. Swings it out. Preston at the 30 to the 25. And then runs right in to Matt Hamela at the 22-yard line. And Hamela will put him down there. Hamela, he's 5'10", 185 pounds. Doesn't play like it. Mark him at the 22. It's a gain of 8. But just, you threw that just to get the ball to Preston in space and let him have room to run. That may not have actually been, it may have been a run, actually. Option pitch. Here's Preston again. Flag goes down. Preston will go down right about at the line of scrimmage, and flag thrown in the area where one would expect a hold. Yeah, that last play, that previous play, it was almost a lateral from where Preston was in relation to Bainbridge. It is a holding against the Bulldogs. Flag is down at about the 23-yard line, so should put it back to the 33. Stowe's had penalty issues here in the second half. Certainly on that opening drive for Medina, as they had a couple of personal foul penalties, giving the opponent 30 yards. That's never a good situation. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, that holding penalty will make it now 2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs from the Medina 34. Bainbridge completes a pass left side at the 25-yard line, over on the far side. Zach King will knock out Amir Harris Jr. out of bounds. I think it's Harris's first catch of the night. Gets 7 on that pickup, and it'll be 3rd down and 6. And that will probably, well, quickly Stowe to the line here. 10 seconds to go. They're going to run a play before the end of the quarter. Bainbridge in trouble. He'll be sacked by Ryan Farrell back at the 36-yard line. Well, Stowe was trying to get a playoff before the end of the quarter, maybe catch the Bees off guard. Instead, it goes the other way as Ryan Farrell picks up the sack. That will do it for the 3rd quarter. It will be a 4th. Let's see where they're going to mark this here as they flip the field. They'll mark it back at the 33. So you're probably looking at a 4th and 13 as Tyler Carey will join me here, TC. And the pendulum shifts back to the Medina Bees, TC, as we head to the 4th quarter. Has it shifted for anybody else here around Greater Cleveland in the games you're following?
A little bit, Dino. We do have 2 finals for you right now. That Norwalk Milan Edison game in honor of Max Sobiak we were talking about. Well, the Truckers hang on to win that one 20-13 over in Erie County. St. Vincent St. Mary also beat up on Worcester 42-10 tonight. Nice bounce back win for the Irish. The big one we've been paying attention to, Avon Lake and Avon, the Shoremen clinging to a 30-24 lead. That game is in the 4th quarter over in Lorain County. Also, Canton McKinley leading Perry 27-25. That game is in the 4th quarter. And in the 3rd quarter, it is North Olmsted over Buckeye 20-17. Another matchup involving a pretty good Medina County team, Dino.
Absolutely. We start the 4th quarter. TC, I'll talk to you at the end, and we'll run down the scoreboard and have a lot to say about this game, I'm sure. 4th and 13 for the Bulldogs at the Medina 34. So the guy gets to about the 20. Bainbridge dropped the snap, picks it back up, throws left side, pass caught at the 19-yard line. Was he inbounds? Officials say yes. First down on a great catch by Amir Harris Jr. at the 19-yard line. And a brilliant throw by Bainbridge, especially when you consider the fact that it was a low snap. He dropped the snap, picked it back up, and still got an accurate pass over on that sideline. And a great catch, and Harris did a terrific job to get a foot in bounds. And we've got all kinds of confusion here. Officials timeout. I don't really know why here, but that momentary confusion gave Stowe a chance to make some subs. And Ryan Oros will come in. I think Larry Laird wanted to say something to the official. I don't know if he was unhappy with the call and just wanted to vent there, but okay. Back to action from the 20, and it's a first down for the Bulldogs. Go on the ground. Preston tries to break a tackle at the 20 and can't do it. Well, at the bottom of the pile was Manley. The top of the pile was Spatney. That's Spatney, Hamula, Farrell, Manley, Delac have all been superb tonight for the Battling Bees, especially in the second half. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. 10-point lead for Medina as we begin this fourth quarter, 31-21. Bainbridge lofts one towards the end zone. It is incomplete. Oh, he had that was a pretty throw by Bainbridge, but Juwan Jackson had good coverage in the back of the end zone on to Jackson Norman. Looks like Keon Johnson was back there as well. That was a pretty throw by Owen Bainbridge. We talk about, Bainbridge is Division I prospect, the Bowling Green commit, and so much is made of the running game and how he operates, the read option, things like that. He throws a pretty pass. Gonna need to throw one here. 3rd down if they do throw. 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Left hash at the Medina 20. Bainbridge, fake handoff, pressured, and he's going to go down again, and again it's Ryan Farrell. It actually wasn't Farrell. I apologize. That time it was Mason Pogue who knifed in. I saw a 2, and I assumed it was Farrell. It was Pogue who got the sack. Ball will go back to the 29. It will be 4th and 19. I mean, again, you can't have happen in those situations when you have the field position. You have it there. Tom Phillips will disdain a field goal attempt. It would be about a 46-yard attempt, and they'll go for it. 4th and 19. They got to get to the 10, and as Bainbridge gets the snap, we have whistles. Ball start against the Bulldogs. They are moving in reverse here after they had gotten it to the 20-yard line. Instead, now it's going to be, well, now I think they're just going to punt it here. Because now it would be 4th and 24, basically, at the 34-yard line. Boy, oh boy. Pogue's sack, really huge for the Medina Battling Bees on that play, on that sequence. I mean, if the ball's at the 20 on 4th down, as here comes Barry to punt it away, trying to pin the Bees inside the 15 if he can, and that's about what he's going to do here. They're going to mark it at about the 13-yard line. But if you don't have the Bainbridge sack there and it's 4th down at the 20-yard line, well, then I think Tom Phillips is going to bring in Barry to try to kick a field goal. But, from 46 yards with field position, he just was not going to do that. And then, of course, you get the false start, and that pretty much made it academic anyway. But Stowe's had penalty issues here in the second half, and many of them have really proved to be costly. Now Medina will take over, up 10 with 10:08 to go in the fourth quarter from their own 14-yard line. Again, the onus falls on the Bulldog defense for a stop here. Bubble screen caught at the 11-yard line and going to about the 19-yard line. Get the license plate number. I think it's Schramm. It was. Schramm gets about 5 on that completion. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Drew Aller tonight, 4 touchdown passes, 2 to Jackson, 1 to Rodak, 1 to Schramm. 2nd and 5. And Aller was about to get a snap here, and then we've got whistle and flags. This is going to be a false start against the Battling Bees. And it's almost like, and I think we talked about this last week when we were over in Parma, the quarterback, Aller, had that hard cadence and kind of rocked his head a little bit. And I think it almost drew one of his own guys off sides instead of the Bulldogs. Now it's 2nd and 10. Aller from his 5 launches one deep left field. It is caught at the 45 down to the 40 on the left sideline. And it's Jawan Jackson again. Hustling down that left sideline, and we've got an injured Bulldog after Jackson makes the catch. And Jawan Jackson's got to have over 200 yards receiving tonight. And that one, it was a deep ball down the left sideline, and he had to wait to make that catch, unlike the 64-yarder when he caught it in stride. And another brilliant pitch and catch from Drew Aller to Jawan Jackson. The injured Bulldog able to get up on, walk off under his own power. But now Medina out from the shadow of inside their own 15-yard line. They've got it at the Bulldog. As they'll be spotted at the Bulldog 37. 9:21 to go, 4th quarter. Again, there's still time, but you just get the feeling here. If Medina punches one in here, they will really have seized command of this football game. And they're going to bring in a fullback here, and Aller's going to go under center in a tight formation here. No receivers, double tight. And they're going to go on the ground. The give is to Antonio Coleman. And Coleman breaking tackles and runs. There's a late flag as Coleman is knocked out of bounds inside the 30. I don't even know if Coleman has carried the ball this year. But that one he took to the 28-yard line. And if it's another personal foul penalty, the Bees are going to get even closer here. Let's see what the officials say. Personal foul on Medina. Wow. Boy, after you kind of run for Medina anyway, a gadget. I mean, they had brought in Nick Manley, I think, as the lead blocker, and then you had Coleman, who's a 275-pounder. It's like the 21st century version of William the Refrigerator Perry carrying the ball, and he would have had close to a first down, but instead, it's a 1st and 16 as you mark it back. It would have been 1st and 10 anyway, but 1st and 16, you mark it back at the 43-yard line of the Bulldogs. Aller positions Butler and Hensley over wide right, looks right, bubble screen coming. Hensley's got it, breaks an initial tackle, but is then put down at the 42-yard line. So a short pickup of 2 on 1st and 16. J.R. Reed over there on the tackle. And you kind of got the hit there, and you heard the oohs in front of us. It was a nice hit by Reed. 2nd down and 14. Time becoming a factor, though. 8:35 and counting to play 4th quarter. Medina with a 10-point lead and the ball in Stowe territory. Aller pumps once, looks over the middle. He's got it to Schramm at the 35-30. He breaks away and is gone. Touchdown, Brennan Schramm. The 5th touchdown pass of the game for Drew Aller. And that might prove to be the knockout punch for Aller and the Battling Bees as they now lead it 37-21 with 8:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. And Aller did a great job of buying himself time and making a slight step left, and then kind of took a step up and found Schramm in a soft spot for a 44-yard touchdown. Extra point is good by Nick West. Actually, I think it was a 43-yard touchdown. Actually, no, I say that. Where did they mark that? At the 42? 42-yarder, I think is what it was. And when you add it all up, 5 touchdowns tonight for Drew Aller. 2 to Jackson, 2 to Schramm, 1 to Rodak. And the extra point makes it 38-21 Medina with 8:19 to play in the fourth quarter. You know, again, if this score holds to form, you'll talk about Aller and you'll talk about the explosive offense. But for me, the key to this game in the second half is Medina's defense. They have done a terrific job of really putting the clamps on Stowe's running game. They made the adjustments. And again, you can't say enough about the guys playing in the front 7. Spatney has had a big game tonight. Manley, Farrell, Pogue, Delak, Pamela. Here's West with the kickoff here. Again, he's going to put one into the end zone for a touchback. And again, Bulldogs will have to start at their own 20-yard line. This did not have much of an opportunity tonight against Nick West for much of a return. So the good news for Stowe, there's still plenty of time. 8:19 to play here in the fourth quarter. They've got 2 timeouts. The bad news is it was that scenario we talked about earlier. They're now down by 3 possessions, trailing by 17. So Owen Bainbridge is going to have to go to work. They'll hand to Preston on first down and very, very little to about the 21-yard line. That's really about it. The defensive line for Medina has just been superb tonight. Nick Manley helped to make the tackle on that last play. Give Preston about 2, though, to the 22. It'll be 2nd and 8. Bainbridge, low snap, pops one over the middle. Pass is deflected by Keon Johnson and incomplete. He's throwing a little bit behind Jackson Norman. And there's one of the battling Bees slow to get up. In that mode that would tell you he's trying to stretch out his left leg, that he's dealing with cramping, whoever the Medina player is who's down. So it will be 3rd down and 8 upcoming for the Bulldogs after this injury stoppage. We remind you, WKYC's Game of the Week, 4 weeks into this 2021 season. It's presented to you by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, your home of the original chicken sandwich. Dave DeNatale with you at Bulldog Stadium here in Stow-Munroe Falls High School. It has been a terrific night weather-wise. This is one of the better settings you'll find anywhere in high school football in Northeast Ohio, here in the hills of Summit County. And we've been treated to a good one tonight here with these 2 undefeated teams. The scoreboard now would indicate that probably much like their win over Avon a couple weeks ago, that we're in blowout mode or something. But it has been a seesaw game. It's been, Medina really kind of owned the first quarter. Stowe owned the second quarter. Medina owned the third quarter. And Matt Spatney was the player shaken up. And he has been brilliant tonight defensively for the Battling Bees. And he will walk off the field under his own power. He's been terrific tonight. Teammates will come over and make sure he's okay. But for Stowe to have any realistic hope to stay in this football game, they've got to execute a 3rd and 8 here from their own 22 with 7:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. This has been back and forth until Medina really kind of seized control of the game in the third quarter, and now here in the fourth. Bainbridge to throw, 3rd and 8. Pass is knocked away over on the far side, incomplete. I think it was Reed Kelps who knocked it away from it was either Kelps or Nagel who knocked it away from the intended receiver. And it will be 4th down and 8 And at this point, the punting team did not come on the field, but now they will here, and the Bulldogs will kick it away. Yeah, Medina's defense, I think answered a lot of questions in the second half about this team's ability. Yes, they can score on anybody. Yes, their air raid offense is very difficult, if not possible, to shut down. But their defense played a whale of a second half tonight. Line drive kick by Barry, but it's going to take a good bounce. Jawan Jackson's going to let it go. And when I say line drive, it was like a foot off the ground, and it goes to a stop at the Medina 34-yard line. The Bees will take over from there here in the fourth quarter. Now, having said all that, talk about how great the Bees defense was in the second half. I mean, Drew Aller, with the exception of one ill-advised pass that was intercepted by Teddy Gregory, Drew Aller was Drew Aller tonight. Dropping dimes as he does. 5 touchdown passes. Picked up right where he left off towards the end of last year. Again, air raid, even though with the lead here, Medina will go to throw, but in trouble is Aller, and he's going to get taken down back at the 20-yard line. Good pressure that time by the Bulldogs. Hunter Shinsky amongst those getting in there to make the sack. There were 2 Bulldogs who got pressure on Aller. They'll mark the ball back to the 22. 7:05 on the turning clock to go here in the game. 2nd and 16 coming up here as Medina leading it 38-21. In motion, Butler on 2nd and long. And pass is thrown over the middle. Rodak makes a diving catch, a sliding catch at the 31-yard line. So he'll get about 8 on that pickup, and it will bring up a 3rd down. In spot of the 31, it'll be a 3rd down at about 13. So it's actually a 2nd and 21 on that previous play, not 2nd and 16. I should know better than to read the scoreboard. Again, out of the air raid, 3rd and 13, back to throw Aller, throws left side, and it is caught right at the 1st down marker, and should be enough for a 1st down. Schramm's got it. But the throw from Aller was on the money. It was a back shoulder where only Schramm could get it, and then Schramm was just basically able to backpedal his way to the 1st down marker. Just love the accuracy, the patience, the pocket awareness. Saw Drew Aller. I remember seeing him as a sophomore a couple years ago play against Euclid. As Aller will step up, got flushed, rolls right, throws right. Rodak came back and got it, and then had it stripped away from him, but they'll call it incomplete. J.R. Reed stripped it away from him. I think Ryder Spath was picked up the ball and said, no, wait a minute, that was a fumble. I want to take it back for a touchdown, but it's incomplete. That was well done by Aller to get himself out of traffic and just get it to a place where Rodak had a chance to catch it. But again, Ball and Reed arrived at the same time, 2nd down and 10. Yeah, we saw Aller a couple of years ago play down in Medina against Euclid. And just remember being impressed with them. And then, of course, last year, Aller looks to throw on 2nd and long, hangs one deep left side, and that time it was knocked away and incomplete. I think he was looking for Jackson again down that left sideline. That's been a bread and butter play all night. But this time, the Bulldogs able to stop it. When we saw Aller week 2 last year against Brunswick, he had been coming off of a week 1 loss to Menor, and I think he had tweaked his ankle. Well, it just wasn't 100%, but I think once he got to 100%, he has become the best quarterback, certainly in this part of Ohio, and a certain candidate for Mr. Football. After the incompletion, 3rd and 10, 5:50 to go, 4th quarter. Aller being blitzed, that's up a middle screen. It's caught at the 45 to the 50, and a 1st down on the pickup inside the 45 to the 44. Brennan Schramm with the catch, and it was well read by the Bees. They saw that pressure was coming, and Aller, no problem there with the pressure, patiently waited for Schramm to get open on the middle screen, and they get the first down. There was a member of the Bees offensive line who was slow to get up, and I think it was Mark Halstead, the left tackle, and for at least a play, he's going to have to come out. Chains hadn't moved yet. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, guys. First down. We're under 5:50 to go, fourth quarter. Fresh set of downs for Medina, who lead it 38-21. Aller will let the play clock tick a little bit. Gets the snap, throws. Rodak, bubble screen, drops it as he was trying to cut up field, and it's incomplete. He had Ben Butler lead blocking for him, and again, one of those plays we see. Receiver gets the football in his hands and thinks about turning it upfield, knows he's got somebody coming after him, and forgets to tuck it in. 2nd and 10 for the Battling Bees. Aller again. Throws long down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. And was looking for Juwan Jackson and overshot him. Jackson was pretty well covered on the play anyway, and it sets up a 3rd and 10. You could say, well, geez, you're up 17. And we've seen you be able to run the football a little bit. Why don't you just run the ball and, let the clock tick down? It's just not in this team's DNA, especially not with their air raid. They want to just keep throwing it. That's what they do. They'll try to keep it high percentage, certainly, but they want to throw it. You have Drew Aller. It's not a bad idea. 3rd and 10. Here's Aller stepping up. He's going to be hit, able to get away momentarily, and throws it away finally as he had 3 Bulldogs on him. You had Abernathy back there. I think Hopkins was back there and almost got the sack, but Aller was able to use that 6'5", 230-pound frame to buy himself some extra time. Officials are discussing whether or not he was down, but, I mean, I think they had it right. I think he was able to get rid of it, and it will be 4th and 10. Well, no, that was a flag. Are they calling grounding? Yeah, intentional grounding is the call. Interesting. So it will be now loss of down, and it's, I think, a spot foul. So you're going to move it. The flag was thrown down at the 37 or so of the Bees. So this is going to be a significant penalty here in terms of field position for the Bees. And it's a loss of down. So you're going to have to kick it away. The one thing Medina did do right, though, on that drive was they were able to get some more time off the clock with 5:10 to play. They hold a 17-point edge. As Brennan Schramm will kick it away. Been an adventure tonight for Medina kicking away. That time Schramm gets a pretty good kick away. And the punt is caught. I believe that's Ciccione running to his right at the 40 to the 45-yard line. And Ciccione is put down there. So pretty good return for Rocco. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with 4:57 to go here in the 4th quarter. Somewhere Nick Camino is smiling. His son is also named Rocco. One of the 2 Camino sons. By the way, you had a chance. Watch, if you want a treat, you go to WKYC.com. You're watching, listening our game tonight. That's a treat. But watch Doug Tratner's Camino's Kitchen show from this week that we had on Front Row. It's a treat, I'm telling you. As Bainbridge goes to throw in 1st down. Rolls left, throws left, and the pass incomplete. Harris was trying to make the catch, but he was trying to make it going out of bounds. Then he had Keon Johnson bearing down on him and just couldn't pull it in. It'll be incomplete, 2nd down and 10. Matt Hamela was also back there on coverage. But Doug Tratner, our 3 News food contributor, knows everything about the food scene in Northeast Ohio, went to the Nick Camino Kitchen. that kitchen is spotless. It is the nicest kitchen anywhere in Northeast Ohio. I'm telling you. As the Bulldogs go on the ground on 2nd and 10, and Xavier Preston will take it inside the 50 to about the 49-yard line, one of his better runs in the second half. Preston in the first half had touchdown runs of 50 and 26 yards, electrifying, but Medina didn't allow him to break anything open like that here in the second half. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 as we are under 4.5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, and a 17-point Medina lead. Out of the pistol, Bainbridge on 3rd down, back on the ground. Preston will get the first down to the 40, east of the 30, and for the first time tonight, got loose and took it into the secondary and finally put down at the 24-yard line of the Battling Bees. Isaiah Perry, the cornerback for the Battling Bees, finally made the tackle, but easily that was Preston's best run of the second half, and he's got Stowe set up with 4:07 to go in the game, 1st and 10 at the Bees 24. Stowe's got to get a score here and then do some onside kicking here, and we've got a whistle, and Medina will take one of their remaining timeouts. I think each team going into that had 2 timeouts remaining, so Medina should have 1 left. Stowe has 2, but again, if you're Stowe here, you got to score, and then you got to onsides, and then you got to score again. That's how big that 3-possession lead is. Just limits the amount of time you have for a comeback. Make sure you head to WKYC. We talked about how fun our website is. And of course, make sure you download the 3 News app. Check out our Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. But on Monday, we will post our nominees for the WKYC Game of the Week for week number 5. Right around noon or so, whenever Tyler Carey gets it up and running for us. And then we let you vote for 48 hours. You can vote at the site, WKYC.com. Also have a chance to win a fun giveaway from Chick-fil-A. We'll let you know Wednesday. You have 48 hours to vote. We'll let you know Wednesday where we're going next Friday night. Bainbridge looks left, throws left, pass caught at about the 17-yard line. And out of bounds at that spot. There's Nate Boozer. He was pushed out of bounds by Preston Pennington. Mark it at the 17. It's about a gain of 5, so it'll be a 2nd down and 5. Norman will go wide right with 2 of his teammates, so trips right here for the Stowe Bulldogs. Preston in the pistol with Bainbridge just behind him and to the right. Preston will get the carry, and Preston will plunge ahead to the 15-yard line, a little bit short of the first down. Clock still moving, 3:48 and counting to play in the fourth quarter. Stowe's got to quickly here punch this in. First things first, they got to get a first down. This time the Bulldogs 2 receivers to each side. Preston with Bainbridge will get the carry, gets the first down, swings it left and put down by Pennington at about the 14-yard line. Again, the tackling, that's been one thing in the second half. I mean, the Medina's won their battles, but the tackling has been terrific. And Pennington had a perfect example of that. One-on-one tackle with Xavier Preston. Didn't let him go. 3:15 and counting to go. Fourth quarter. First down now for the Bulldogs at the Medina 14. Trailing by 17, though. Bainbridge drifting left. Throws towards the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Overshot his intended target. Jackson was back on coverage for Medina. Clock stops. 3:02 to go in the game. Amir Harris Jr., the intended target, 2nd and 10. Max Perrin will go out wide right. So 2 receivers now to each side. Preston in the backfield with quarterback Owen Bainbridge. Bainbridge will roll right, being chased, rolling, looking, throwing. Pass caught at the 5-yard line and getting knocked down right about at the first down marker. It was Boozer, the tight end, who made the catch. And they're actually going to say he was back to the 6. I got to tell you, I thought he had forward progress to the 4, but Officials not agreeing, and it'll be 3rd and short. 2:30 to go in the game. Bainbridge will keep it. He'll run up the gut, dives to the end zone, and no signal, no touchdown. There it is. Finally, touchdown, OM Bainbridge. And it's all weight there with 2:20 to go here in the 4th quarter. Bainbridge's touchdown will make it 38-27, pending the extra point. Owen Bainbridge gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Everything on that drive, though, just difficult for the Bulldogs. And they're going to go for 2 here. Bainbridge, pitch out. And they're not going to get it. It was either Ramito or Preston. It doesn't matter. They didn't get it. Knocked down back to the 5-yard line. So now it's 38-27. You're down 11. And I'm not trying to figure out the mathematics. And there are coaches who do this for a living. But one would think you'd kick the extra point and go down 38-28, assuming that Alex Berry makes it. And then you just need a touchdown and a field goal to tie. I'm always of the belief you don't go for 2 until you have to go for 2. But that's a DeNatale belief. And again, Tom Phillips, I'm sure he's seen a lot more football than I have. And, you know, the idea there is, okay, you get the 2 and then you go 38-29, where a touchdown and field goal potentially would win you the game. So we will go to onside kick mode here, and Medina will most certainly bring their good hands team amongst those. I saw Brennan Schramm, Michael Rodak. In the middle, I think Zach King is up there as well. Reed Kelps. Nobody back deep. Jackson and Johnson will be the last 2 men back deep at about the 30-yard line. So let's see if Barry can onside it here. It's team down 11, 2:20 to play. Onside kick goes right into the arms of Michael Rodak, and he pounces on it at his own 49-yard line. So the Battling Bees, with 2:18 to play, take over with an 11-point lead. Stand very firmly now on a 4-0 record. I have to ask, I don't know if there was ever a time Medina started a year off 4-0, but they are in, I don't call it uncharted territory, but this is pretty exciting territory if you're the Medina Bees. And now Larry Laird will go ahead and go tight here and go on the ground. And getting the run here is Matt Hamela. Runs to his left. Is that Hamela, actually? Yeah, it is. And he'll take it inside the 15-yard line. Oh, why not? Just found a soft spot and was able to run. I mean, it's hilarious. They never run the football hardly, but when they do, they run it well. That was 36-yard pickup for Hamel. And the ball goes to the 14-yard line. And again, all you're hoping is, you're running out the clock essentially, but Medina, this has been a second half where everything has worked for them, really. Hamel will remain the setback, and you've got a fullback in there as well. Aller under center, and they'll go to the fullback. That might have been Coleman. We saw the big fella carried earlier. No, that's time with Nathan Nunn. Nunn's 255 pounds, so it's not quite like having the 275-pounder Coleman who did carry it earlier. Nunn gets 2, and it will be a 2nd down and 8 as we approach 1 minute to go in the football game. Offset eye in the backfield. Aller under center. Pitch out. Pamela to his left and stays inbounds. And it'll be brought down pretty much at the line of scrimmage at about the 12-yard line. There's no real room for him to run. It will be third down. And really now, B's in a position they got to run one more play. Let's see here. We have a timeout for Stowe. 43 seconds to go. It'll be a third down and 8. Tyler Carey will join me in a few moments. We will have a rundown of all your scores from around high school football here in Greater Cleveland in this week number 4. Wrap it up here from Bulldog Stadium and get set for week number 5. Stowe next week will be on the road. They'll get Brecksville 2 weeks from tonight. They're back here for North Royalton. That will be fun. And then Stowe finishes out at Wadsworth, at Nordonia, home Twinsburg, and boy, oh boy, a tasty week 10 matchup, home against Hudson. See a couple of games that would be awfully tantalizing for our fans to vote on. Meanwhile, Medina next week will head up to Packatan Stadium to deal with the Strongsville Mustangs. I'll look at the rest of their schedule here in a little bit. We're going to showdown with Menor in a couple weeks. Aller looks left, throws left pass, caught at the 5, going towards the pylon, but not getting in. And let's see who that was. I think that was Schramm on the catch with 37 seconds to go. That was a 3rd and 8. So it will be 1st and goal at about the 2. Now let's see here. Air raid offense. They're not right now showing the victory formation, but that could mean nothing here. Aller could go ahead and kneel it if he wants to. 33 seconds to go. Aller keeps it. He'll run it and looking for a push. Is he in? Waiting for an indication. No. Well, I thought he had the surge in there, but they say no. And 15 seconds and counting. And I think Larry Laird said, okay, that was your one chance, Drew, to get a touchdown. It didn't happen. That's going to do it. So the Medina Battling Bees come on the road and battle back after losing a 10-point lead and come out of here with an 11-point victory. Your final from Bulldog Stadium, Medina 38, Stowe 27. So Stowe will drop to 3-1. Medina improves to a perfect 4-0. And as I get ready to welcome back Tyler Carey, let's finish our thought here. Medina's matchups upcoming at Strongsville. They'll host Euclid in 2 weeks at Menor on October 1st. Yeah, I can basically guarantee you right now that will be one of our nominees for a game of the week. I can virtually guarantee that for you. And then Medina will have their inter-county matchup with Brunswick on October 8th. They'll host Lorraine and then finish out with Solon. Tyler Carey, that was as impressive a second half as I think you would have wanted if you're Larry Laird. Yes, offensively, they moved the ball down the field. Yes, Drew Aller did what he had to do, but just all kinds of impressed with the way Medina's defense made the adjustments and really clamped down against that Stowe running game.
You're not kidding, Dino, especially after watching Xavier Preston run all over them in that first half and really bring the Bulldogs back into the game. For a second, it looked like Medina might run away with it early after the early touchdown pass and then the fumble. And they get held to a field goal, and then Stowe just slowly but surely fights back and takes the halftime lead. Boy, you never would have known that watching or listening to that second half. It was all Medina, only really that garbage time touchdown at the end to allow Stowe to save a little bit of face. I'm writing my article right now, and I'm basically going to say in the lead of it, you can't doubt this Battling Bees team anymore. This Medina squad is for real. I'm not sure anybody was, especially after what they did to Avon, but if there was any trepidation about, oh, how good are they really? Is it just Drew Aller? Was that playoff run a fluke? This is right now the best public school team, at least in Northeast Ohio. We'll see how they would do against St. Edward, the team that they beat last year. But I think it's clear to everybody, Medina is a state championship contender. We got a long way to go before then, but any conversation about who's going to be hoisting that trophy in Canton in December has to include the Battling Bees.
No question. No question. And to me, I agree with you. I think they answered a lot of questions 2 weeks ago because, with Avon, it was a nip and tuck game, much like this. I think at one point it was 14-14 tie. And then it's Jawan Jackson. It's the Jawan Jackson effect. In that game against Avon, he took a punt back for a touchdown, and kind of that opened the floodgates. Tonight, Jackson had a couple of big touchdowns, had a kickoff return to start the second half that got them in good field position, thanks in large part to the penalty. And once you give this team a little crack, TC, a little hole, they stampede through it.
Absolutely. And we talk a lot about Drew Aller, and he's earned it. We know that. I think you and I said if he had a big performance in this game, it was really going to make him the front runner for Mr. Football. I think that conversation, I think that has occurred. But Jawan Jackson in this game, I mean, he sets the tone with the 91-yard touchdown on the opening drive, the 64-yard catch and run off a great throw from Aller. I mean, I think you said he had to have had it well over 200 yards receiving this game tonight. He was all over the place. And with that speed, Stowe you're going to have a hard time stopping him. And this people are going to look at Stowe and go, oh, that this team really isn't that good. They really kind of laid an egg in the second half. Now, this Stowe team is really, really good.
Yes.
We know how good they are. We've seen the recruits on their roster. We know how deep this team is. Medina just took it to them tonight. And I think it just shows, I sound like a broken record here, but it shows how talented and good this Medina team is. And it goes beyond Drew Aller. It goes beyond the quarterback. You're
right. They're not one-dimensional. You're exactly right. I came away tonight saying they've got a good defense.
Yep. Yeah, and they obviously everything's going to run through your star quarterback. But the fact that they were able to deliver such a well-rounded performance against an equally well-rounded team, I think is going to – if there were any doubters left, as I said, they've been silenced after this game.
No question about it. I'm eager to hear about the action, some of the other teams that we've been kind of watching, and some of the games we've been following, the TC scoreboard. Let's have it.
Well, all the games that we've been following have gone final, Dino. Our game ended relatively late compared to the others. So let's start with the big one that we were following out in Lorain County. It is final. The Avon Lake Shoremen come from behind and hang on to beat their rivals from Avon 30-24. A huge, huge win for them, Dino. I think, as you said earlier in the week, they've had a lot of heartbreakers against Avon in recent years. So this is definitely going to be a confidence booster.
I'd have to look. I think it's been like 4 years since Lake, as Avon, the Eagle fans call him, Avon Lake got the win over Avon. It's a big, big win for Matt Kostelnik to kind of get that off their back a little bit. That, boy, we can't beat Avon. We can't beat Avon. And on the flip side, TC, Avon came back. They had been struggling early, as you mentioned, and they found a way offensively to come back. I know they're 2-2, but it's a good 2-2 with Medina and Avon Lake. I'm not going to write Avon off at this point. But that's a great win for Avon Lake.
Considering their only two losses are against Avon Lake and Medina.
Yes.
I don't think that they should be losing too much sleep. And what do we say every year? I would not be surprised if these two teams meet again down the road, one way or another.
Yep.
Elsewhere around the region, Berea Mid Park beats Elyria 19-7. That game is final in Division One. These are all final, by the way, so I'll just go through them. Your alma mater, Strongsville, earns another nice win. They go to Solon and pick up a victory 24-12. Canton McKinley hangs on to beat Perry 27-25. A what was a must win for both teams, you could argue, and it goes to the Bulldogs in that one. Lake over Glen Oak, 26-7. St. Ignatius pulls away from Euclid after an early deficit. Wildcats win it 44-14. They're 2-2. Euclid now 0-4 in their first year after losing Jeff Rotsky. How about No Row Nation? 28-20. The Bears beat Nordonia over down on the southwest side tonight. That No Row team just keeps on gaining confidence and just keeps on gaining believers. And I think you mentioned them playing Stowe later. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
Huge game. I that may be a nominee for us at one of our three. We can't say for sure. We'll see what out there, but that feels like a game that we would have as a nominee for us to maybe come back down here and watch them play No Row.
Absolutely.
You never know.
Absolutely. One game that was kind of billed as a big suburban league matchup between 2 3-0 teams. In the end, the Highland Hornets, let's just say, they stung the Talmadge Blue Devils tonight, 49-7, the final in Medina County. We saw Highland beat that North Royalton team. It was a close game, but I think they're proven they're legit. We talk about Medina being legit. I think Highland's proven they're legit.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the shape of Division II Region 6 looks a little different now than maybe what we're used to seeing. Avon Lake is off to this good start. Highland's off to this good start. And you've talked about this. The playoffs are going to expand this year. It's much to our chagrin, but they're going to expand. It's going to be a little different this year, I think, with how the seedings are going to be. It's not to say that a team like Avon can't have a great playoff run, but you're going to see different teams than maybe what we've seen, potentially be host schools for playoffs.
Well, heading into tonight, Highland was the number 1 seed in Region 6. Their computer points were actually a little bit ahead of a lot of the top teams in Division 1. And I would imagine that tonight's win is only going to solidify that standing. Elsewhere, North Olmsted gets a nice win, 23-17 over Buckeye. We mentioned St. V beat Worcester 42-10 down in Wayne County. Streetsboro beats up on Cloverleaf 46-22, the final there. Columbia, a nice win over Black River, 40-12, the final over in Sullivan. I said earlier, Norwalk beats Milan Edison 20-13. And Jackson, the Jackson Polar Bears moved to 4-0. They beat previously 3-0 Green 21-20. Green had a chance to win it at the buzzer, but the field goal 25 yards out was partially blocked and fell just short of the crossbar. A big Federal League matchup, and the Polar Bears come away with the win.
One of these days, and I know Brian Crane won't like it, but we got to do a Federal. We got to go down and do a Federal.
It's one of my favorite leagues in the region.
I need some Stark country, as they call it down there. Some Stark country in my life.
You're making Ken Carmen proud.
Football. Yeah, I know. My boy. All right, TC. Well, 4 weeks down, 6 to go. This was everything I think we wanted tonight. You'll look at it and say 38-27 wasn't much of a game. It was a great game until Medina pulled away. But I think we learned a lot more about how this local high school scene is going to be shaping out, I think, after tonight, given what we saw here and some of those other scores that you passed on.
No, absolutely. And look, as far as this game goes, yeah, it didn't turn out to be the instant classic that we thought it was going to be, but still an entertaining game nonetheless. And I still think it's one we're going to remember for a long time just because of the greatness of this Medina team and particularly the greatness of Drew Aller. One day, assuming he can go on to do great things that I think he can do in college, whether it's for Penn State or, the OSU coaches have been watching him, but so far it's Penn State. We're going to look back and say, yeah, we saw him when he was just a young kid in Medina, when he was just throwing it all over the place and dominating on the biggest of stages under the Friday Night Lights. So hats off to him and hats off to Larry Laird and the rest of the Bees.
Yeah, they got something special down there. They really, really do. And it's not a fluke. It's not anything else besides them being now an elite football team. It's a new day, and the Medina Battling Bees are one of the best teams in the state of Ohio. Let's all get used to saying that now if
Yep.
we haven't by this point. All right, TC, we'll see you on Wednesday for the preview show, my friend, and we'll look forward to reading your game story at WKYC.com.
Can't wait, Dino. Great job as always. And now we look forward to next week. We're almost halfway done. It's hard to believe. We're almost halfway done with the regular season.
Utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Season flies. All right, that'll do it for us here at Bulldog Stadium. Again, your final, the Medina Battling Bees go to 4-0 as they beat the Stow-Munroe Falls Bulldogs 38-27. For Tyler Carey, I'm Dave DeNatale. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and have a great night, everyone.